Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It is Tuesday, April 21st, 2026. Here's what's coming up on the Owen Report today. All right, we got a couple statements from President Trump, and it gives us an idea of where we're at in this war, guys. It's never been more clear where we're at on this war. The messaging has never been more consistent. I mean, we've really got a good idea what's going on here. We really know the story. Are you picking up on my sarcasm? Well, maybe. Maybe Tim Cook is the good guy now. Maybe the donor class, they're the good guys now. The foreign interests, the special interests, these are the good guys now. And it's amazing to sit here and watch who still supports Trump and who doesn't. And it's very clear, I would say. It's very clear. I don't know if it's ever been so clear, actually, with what we've witnessed. So we're going to look at that. Leading off the show, Trump's approval rating is an all-time low. Don't ask him. He's at an all-time low. And then they're bragging because they've picked up a new Republican, guys. Alan Dershowitz. Alan Dershowitz is a big, staunch, heavy, influential Trump supporter. This is exactly what Donald Trump needed. This is exactly what MAGA needed, was Alan Dershowitz, Epstein's lawyer. Now, of course, that is also a lie. So we'll look at that. But what is this? What is this celebration of Dershowitz represent? That's the real question. Not is Dershowitz lying about party affiliation. The real question is, what does it expose? What does it represent? So we're going to have those answers. Oil, Brent crude over $100 again today. And then we got some other oil news. We got some messaging from Netanyahu today. And then, of course, Trump is, I mean, guys, this is crazy what Trump is doing now. It is so crazy. I can't even believe it. You know, I don't take things in politics personally, but there is a bit of a personal touch to something that Trump did today. And so I can't help but use myself as an example, using myself as a barometer, not to make it about me, but to say, hey, here's what's going on. And here's where somebody like me is coming from that supported Trump up to this point. So we're going to look at that. We got a ton of economic news as well. A lot of economic news, a big stack of AI news. They're just outright announcing it now in the UK. We know that this goes on. They're announcing it now. It'll be here next. This is why they're building the AI infrastructure right now. Facial recognition is hitting the UK. And it didn't matter that the citizens didn't want it. It didn't matter that a bunch of human rights groups tried to stop it. They just said, too bad. We're spying on you 24/7. Any cameras we get access to, we're going to turn on 24/7. We're going to be following you everywhere. That's coming here next. That's coming here next. And is there really anything we can do about it at this point? Do the American people have any control over anything? Or is it just all donor class power? Is it just all donor class influence? And then you just have to hope that you can suck up enough. You just have to hope that you can stroke the right person to maybe get a little access, to maybe get a little influence. So we're going to be looking at all of that and more. Light news day. but still a lot of news to cover. No guests, so I think we can hit it all.
This news update was brought to you by OwenSchroyer.store, the official site for Owen Report merchandise.
Did you guys have to deal with any of those scam IRS calls? Maybe a scam IRS email, maybe some other sort of a scam call? You had to deal with this. Hopefully, if you did, you didn't fall for it. Hopefully, you didn't have to deal with it. That's the real hope. But you know what? Nowadays, it seems it's kind of unavoidable. You have to deal with this stuff unless, of course, you're taking action to make sure you don't have to deal with it. How would you do that? You go to patriot-protect.com/Owen. It's very simple, folks. They remove all of your private information off the internet. So if you've noticed, maybe you've been getting an uptick in spam emails or spam phone calls, that could be because a data broker is selling your email and your phone number to anybody who's interested in buying it. So there could be a solution to that problem for you at patriot-protect.com/Owen. They will get that private information off the internet so that data brokers can't find it and can't sell it. Pretty good stuff. Or if you're in a position like I was in, and this is maybe the worst case, when somebody gets your private information, your address, your home, your family's addresses and homes. That's what I had to go through, unfortunately. So that's why I use Patriot Protect. They got all of that information wiped off of the internet so that myself, my family, we don't have to deal with these crooks, these criminals, these scammers, these harassers anymore. And guess what? So far, haven't had to deal with them. It's nice to not have to worry about that. Patriot-protect.com/Owen. Not only does Patriot Protect get rid of all of the information you don't want out there on the internet, it also monitors the internet 24/7 to make sure it doesn't pop up again. And if it does, it takes it right down. It doesn't get much better than that, ladies and gentlemen, when it comes to protecting your personal and private information online. It's a necessity. It's the year 2026, folks. This is a necessity. And right now at patriot-protect.com/Owen, you can get 15% off any of their protection plans. You heard that right. 15% off any of their protection plans. Make sure you don't have your private information available for data brokers, hackers, scammers, and criminals online. Go to patriot-protect.com/Owen. Take advantage of 15% off any of their plans for my listening audience and protect your private information online, because you don't want to have to deal with the consequences if the wrong person gets a hold of it.
On the cutting edge of news and analysis, the Owen Report with Owen Schroyer.
All right, guys. Well, Trump's approval rating hits a new all-time low today. I don't know how much this even matters anymore, honestly. I really don't know if anybody cares. The Trump supporters will just deny it. Trump will just put out a rigged poll, a CNN poll, saying he's getting 100%. You and I will sit here and say, see, this is total proof that Trump is not popular anymore. But does it really change anything? I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure. In fact, a lot of people right now are feeling just completely, not just politically disenfranchised as far as hey, I don't feel represented by any party. I don't feel like any of these different political groups represent me. But it's beyond just the disenfranchisement as far as a party affiliation or a movement are concerned. People at this point are disenfranchised from just the entire process. They're just sickened by it. They're disgusted by it. They feel like giving up. And you've probably seen this. A lot of people in the media are taking some time off right now. And I think that's part of their own process. I know some of them have already kind of scheduled time off where they do their show for a couple weeks and then take a week off or something. I don't know everybody's schedule. You know, the whole network news schedule, the whole syndicated radio schedule, these things are kind of going by the wayside here. They're kind of disappearing. So you can make your own schedule these days. I'm kind of a throwback that just likes to be on in the afternoon drive. I know you guys get mad when I am not on right at 3, but this is like a concert here. I do a live show. And so, you know, the band sometimes needs a couple minutes to get themselves in tune. Regardless, I'm kind of old fashioned that way. No, I think you're seeing people taking more time off. I think you're seeing people in the political world just step away for a minute because everybody is just looking at this situation and saying, this is totally out of control. And it's beyond the normal political process that we go through, mostly because Trump did a total 180 on so many issues. Trump has completely destroyed the biggest political coalition and movement in modern American history. Now he's pissing on it. And then what remains constant? Our government continues to lie to us, steal our money, keep us into perpetual wars, destroy our culture, our country, everything else. And so people are just kind of putting their hands in the air and they're just saying, I got to get out of this, man. I can't do it. I can't. Got to take some time off. So you're probably seeing that. That's a representation. Because I'm hearing this too. I'm sure you're hearing this. I hear this from people. These are people that love politics. These are people that love talking politics, talking trash, whatever. And they're coming up to me and they're saying, hey, man, you know what? I'm totally tuned out. You know, people that I might normally see in my social circles, they might usually come up to me and ask me about a story or something. They got something they want to talk about. Now they come up, they're like, hey, man, I don't know what's going on. I'm not paying attention at all. This whole thing sucks. So they're just tuning out. They're just checking out. So, but what is happening? What is happening? I'm going to make this really brief. And I guess there's a bit of a redundancy factor today, but this is the news cycle. This is the Groundhog Day news cycle. This is Trump 2.0. So, okay, what do you expect? Let's just be honest. And I'm going to show this Alan Dershowitz story. How many of you guys saw this Alan Dershowitz? Which is all a big lie, by the way. So I'm going to show you how it's a big lie. I'm going to show you the different developments and stories today that's going to prove this point. But Alan Dershowitz is just one of them. It's like, what is even left of MAGA? I mean, let's just be honest. Let's just be honest. What is even left of MAGA? What is even left of Trump support? Basically, you have the donor class, the foreign and special interests. You have the dual loyalists, the Israeli loyalists. That's what you have. I guess you could, if you really wanted to boil it down and just say American Jews, maybe you could say that, but I don't know. I don't know if that is truly politically represented. It's the loudest Zionist right-wing Jews that are just the loudest right now, that have the most influence right now. So it kind of seems that way, but that's part of the facade. That's part of the facade that they try to do with black Americans. And they tell you, oh, if you're black, you have to vote Democrat. So they're kind of doing the same thing with American Jews right now. It's like, oh, if you're Jewish, you have to support Trump more than anything else. And it's just not true, and I don't even think it's happening. But here you are every single day, and it's very clear what's left of MAGA. The donor class, the Israel loyalists, the Zionists, and then really your kind of low IQ, low information, cheerleading Trump cultists. That's basically all that's left of MAGA. Libertarians gone, centrists gone, conservatives gone, anti-establishment gone, anti-war gone. The coalition is gone. What remains of MAGA is just a bunch of Zionists and neocons and retards. That's your new MAGA coalition. And I guess Trump is all three of them. Trump is all three of those now. So that's what Trump is. So that's what he gets the approval from. And so now, I guess that's why the approval is so low. I guess that's why the approval is so low. What do these numbers really mean? I don't think they mean much. Honestly, I don't. It's just indicative of where we're at. Trump's disapproval is 63% and 32% approve from the American Research Group. Our national monthly survey on presidential performance and the economy has lost subscribers over concerns that any unfavorable results may upset the current administration. So people are afraid that they're going to get punished by Trump? Is that what they're saying? Or is this just, hey, help us, we need you to scratch our back? Well, either way, it's never been worse as far as the polls are concerned for President Trump. But don't worry, he's clinging onto that CNN poll. Trump is clinging onto that CNN poll that tells him he has 100% support. And isn't that ironic? Here's CNN that has tried to destroy Trump for years. Fake news CNN tried to destroy Trump for years. And now they're going to destroy Trump by giving him a fake poll that he clings on to dear life for. Anytime. Oh, I got 100%. You saw the CNN poll, 100%. We got 110%. Never been a better poll. It's the most beautiful poll I've ever seen. And now CNN is giving him fake polls to make him look like an ass, and he totally falls for it. That's how blinded Trump is by his own ego. Trump's ego has made him retarded. It's so big now, he doesn't have any brain. There's no more functioning brain capacity because his ego has taken over. So what are they doing? Oh, Alan Dershowitz is a Republican now. Oh, my gosh. And here's Miranda Devine with the New York Post. Wow. If they've lost Dershowitz, then the Democrats are cooked. Oh, you mean Epstein's lawyer? You mean that disgusting looking freak, that human wart, Dershowitz? The human wart that defended Jeffrey Epstein? You guys think this is a win? How out of touch are we here, guys? Isn't it stunning? I mean, how out of touch? Hey, we got Dershowitz. Wow. Tell me you're desperate. Isn't that the proof? These people, whatever's left of MAGA, Republican, I don't even know what you want to call it anymore. Trump support. This is their big admission of how desperate they are. They're celebrating Dershowitz, who goes on some radio show, and he tells the host that I'm going to become a Republican. And the Trump cult is celebrating this. Congratulations, guys. You guys have lost all the normal Americans. You've lost the farmers. You've lost the veterans. You've lost the middle class, the lower class. I mean, you've pretty much lost everything. But you got Dershowitz. What a trade-off. And isn't that the perfect representation? You traded America for a dirty, stinking-looking wart that defended Jeffrey Epstein. I mean, that's the epitome of where MAGA is at. You threw out all of your pro-American patriot supporters who would have taken a bullet for you. You threw them overboard. You tossed them out. You said you don't want them anymore. And then you saw a disgusting-looking freak that defended Jeffrey Epstein, and you said, that's what we need. We need another member of the Epstein class on our team. That's how we can do it. Bring him on in. We're going to celebrate this. We're going to have parties. This is it. Ha-ha, Democrats. You guys lost Dershowitz. The Democrats are probably over here like, thank God. Oh, you guys are celebrating that? Holy smoke. Yeah, oh, yeah, we're so upset we lost Dershowitz. Oh, no. Oh, no. And it's ironic because, of course, this is not the first time Dershowitz has done this. This is actually the 7th time Dershowitz has left the Democrat Party. And Glenn Greenwald is sharing all the different headlines. This is like the 7th time Dershowitz has announced he left the Democrat Party due to Israel. Here's his Wall Street Journal op-ed from 2024. So Dershowitz does this act all the time. And yes, it's because he's a foreign loyalist. And yes, it's because he's in the Epstein class. And that's what MAGA has done. MAGA has traded America for the Epstein class. MAGA has traded American interests for foreign interests. This is the bottom line. Everybody can see it. It's never been more obvious. I've got more news proving this today. But imagine how pathetic you are now in the Republican Party. These people will disavow Nick Fuentes until the day they die and beyond if they can. These people will write, I disavow Nick Fuentes on their tombstone. Nick Fuentes can never be a Republican. They'll do anything and everything. And you could probably use another dozen names besides Nick Fuentes, but that's kind of it's like that's the big canary in the coal mine. Like that's who everybody wants to make sure can't be involved in Republican Party politics. Like that's the one everybody, no Nick Fuentes allowed. It's like that's our bottom line. That's where we draw the line, is with Nick Fuentes. And then here comes creepy-looking Alan Dershowitz with Epstein's fingerprints all over him. And they say, but we want him. We want Dershowitz. Give me Dershowitz. Oh, give me Barabbas. Give me Dershowitz. Yeah. So they're celebrating Dershowitz today, the Epstein lawyer, but they will never allow Nick Fuentes any platform ever inside of the Republican Party. And it doesn't matter what you think about Nick. It doesn't matter if you're going to say, well, what about this person or that person? That's not the point. The point is that the Republican Party is so cucked, and the Republican Party is so cooked, and they're so desperate that they're celebrating Alan Dershowitz converting to Republican for the 10th time to get a headline because he only cares about Israel's interests. And they're going to celebrate that, but, you know, a young American conservative patriot who's actually extremely popular, we're not interested in that. That is a no-go for us. But the Epstein lawyer that's not very popular and a despicable human, bring him on in. That's cool with me. And so that's where MAGA is at. But it's not even to say that Trump has been a letdown to us. Trump has been a letdown to himself. Here's another compilation. This is Trump from the first campaign and the first administration versus Trump now. And it's amazing. It's amazing. And that's why I look at this current MAGA cult and I just say, so what is it that you even support now? What is it that you support? Do you even know? And the only answer they have, and I guess it's the only truth at this point, they just support Trump. That's it. There is no policy. There is no principle. There is no value. There's really not even anything political about it. There's no morals. They just support Trump. That's literally all they have. But even Trump himself would be upset. Even Trump would admit that he's let himself down. Here's the compilation of what Trump used to say versus what he likes to say now.
The donors, the special interests, the lobbyists have very strong power over these people. They have a lot of control over our politicians. And I don't say that favorably.
This is our first Jewish president. We thank you for everything.
You're not going to support me, even though you know I'm the best thing that could ever happen to Israel. You're not going to support me because I don't want your money. I love Israel. I'm with you all the way. You will be bigger, better, stronger.
And a lot of bad decisions that are being made for the benefit of lobbyists and special interests. You better get rid of the super PACs because they're causing a big problem.
We have to get the people of our country, of this country, to love Israel more. That are Jewish people, that are great people, they don't love Israel enough.
The donors, the special interests.
You know what's crazy, guys? Hey. Take a pause. Take a pause. Let me just say this. I'm fully clown-pilled at this point. I don't even think I'm like going in and out of like clown-pilled and black-pilled or, you know, whatever. There's other stuff, I guess. There's all these different pills now. I'm like fully immersed in the clown pill at this point. I think I've ingested the permanent clown pill. I'm not sure there's anything else for the political world to offer me at this point. I'm just fully clown world pilled. At this point, I've embraced it. It is actually extremely funny to me. The whole thing is funny to me because it's like if you don't approach it from this humorous standpoint, you're going to end up going crazy, folks. You're going to end up going crazy because and you know, these things are going to be difficult to manage. So you're just going to have to there's going to be times you're just going to have to smile and wave. This is why I suggest the clown pill right now. Because things are going to get messy and some people, they're just not ready, guys. They're just not ready. They can't comprehend what's going on. They're behind. And it's, you know, people wore a face mask during COVID. People have taken 10 vaccines. You know, I mean, this is just the world we're in. But it's so obvious that Trump has sold us out to the donor class. It's so obvious that Trump has sold us out to Israel. I mean, it's ridiculous in its presentation. It's so over the top and absurd that it's become comical. It's like WWE now. It's like, again, this morning, I forget, I think it was Fox, but I don't remember. I got all the news on, and it's again this morning, and here's the, folks, I'm not even kidding you. It's like, okay, here's the Middle East expert. It's a Jewish person. Here's the Israel expert. It's a Jewish person. Here's the Iran expert. It's a Jewish person. Here's the war expert. It's a Jewish person. Here's the national defense expert. It's a Jewish person. And so it's like they go off this entire list of their guests. They go off the entire list of their expert guests on Trump, on Iran, on Israel, and the war. Every single one of them is a Zionist Jew that supports Trump. And so it's like, what am I supposed to do? If I call that out, I'm the bad guy. If I call that out, I'm the anti-Semite. If I call that out, you know, I'm the hater, I'm the woke and everything. But it's like, there it frickin' is. It's like, it's just happening. So what do you do? Oh, you're right. There's no foreign influence, guys. There's no foreign influence. It's all just a coincidence. that every single guest is loyal to Israel. Every single guest has the Star of David necklace on. Every single expert on the current foreign policy, foreign relations war, every single damn one of them, 10 out of 10 is a Zionist Jew going on mainstream media telling us how great Trump is, how great the war is. I'm just a clown. I'm just a clown. Okay? That's all. We're just clowns, guys. You need to listen to the experts. So I don't even know. And I guess it's like, what is the solution? Do we just sit here and just point and laugh and just let them expose themselves, let them destroy everything, and then we'll see what happens on the other side of it? Because that's what's going on here. That's what's going on here. Somebody commented to me today. I shared an AI video last night, and I think the name of the creator was The Truth Nuke. And it's like this Bob Seger style music. It's like great music. And it's all about how we're in the clown world, how we're in the Weimar Republic. And I'm just sitting here laughing my ass off at this thing. It's like, that's where I'm at. I've just ingested the clown pill. I don't really care. Call me whatever you want. I don't care. The world is a joke. Somebody says, gee, Owen, that's like the most extremist video you've ever shared. It's like, whoa. I'm like, what are you talking about? How are you talking about me? You understand? This is so this is the joke. This is the reality that we're in. How am I going to sit here? And by the way, many conservatives are feeling this way, by the way, especially young conservatives. And this is the same phenomenon that happened with the left for the last 10 years of everybody trying to poke at us and morally judge us and morally high ground us. And so for years it was, here's the liberal progressive left, supports abortion, loves abortion. Here's the liberal progressive left, supports trans kids, mutilating children, all of this stuff. And you're going to try to morally high ground us? And it was funny. So we laughed and we trolled and we honked our way through it all. And then we thought, okay, we got our guy in now. It's time to get serious. We got our guy in now, trying to save the country. Time to do some serious reform. And then he just totally sells us out and goes neocon, goes woke Reich, and works for a foreign country now. So he's gone. And so now you have the neocons trying to moral high ground us. It's like, you can't make that joke. You can't say that. You can't do this. You can't do that. I'm done, man. You guys support this war. You guys support killing kids. You guys support a corrupt government. You guys support the corrupt establishment. You guys spread war propaganda and political propaganda. You're the bad guys now. You can't see it. You're just like the left for the last 10 years. So now all we can do is go right back to what we just did. Ingest the clown pill and just honk our way through it, guys. So if you think that you're going to moral high ground me because I share a video that talks about all the problems we have in this country, maybe in a crude and crass way, maybe an offensive way, if you think you're going to moral high ground me, I'm laughing at you. You guys support killing kids. You guys support genocide. You guys support war. You are the bad guys now. You cannot moral high ground us. And by the way, you're not popular either. You just haven't figured it out yet. You're extremely unpopular. You're extremely unlikable. You don't even live in reality. So I'm not going to sit here and be moral high ground by a bunch of war-supporting baby killers. I don't care whether they come from the left. I don't care whether they come from the right. I don't care if they come from down below. I don't care if they come from up above. We're not going to be morally high grounded by you guys. You guys are the bad guys. You're the corrupt establishment. So I don't care anymore. I'm leaning in. I already told you 2026 was the year of the MOG and the year of the trigger. So I'm leaning in. I don't care. If you don't like it, if I make a racist joke, I don't care. I do not care. Do you understand me? Our entire government is corrupt. Our entire government steals our money and gives it to the donor class. Our entire government lies to us and then sends us to war again. And then you guys cheerlead it as you're being lied to and propagandized and kids are dying, and you guys cheerlead it like it's some sort of a game, and then you turn at us and you try to moral high ground us. I'm sorry, we're laughing. You're a joke. So that's fine. You guys have the power. I can't deny it. I don't have any power in this administration. I get it. Trump has made that very clear. Trump has made it very clear. The only influence you're going to have in this administration is going to be Zionism. That's it. That's it, America. You stupid goy. Oh my gosh, Owen, why are you talking like this? I don't care anymore. They're trying to nuke a foreign country. I don't care. I don't care what I say. I have no qualms that I am not connected to this movement. I have no qualms that I am completely removed from MAGA and I am completely done with Trump, and now Trump hates me too. I am so glad to not be involved with you guys. You guys suck. You're the worst. You guys have destroyed an entire political movement. The damage you're doing to this country is going to be permanent. Don't care. Leaning in. Sorry. Don't care. I'm just a stupid goy. And I'm reminded again by Mike Huckabee today that I need to serve Jews. Oh my gosh, Owen. Oh no. Oh, I'm sorry. Am I not supposed to serve Jews? I'm a stupid goy. I'm told by Mike Huckabee that they are the chosen people. My country, my tax dollars, my life, my blood, my sweat, my tears subsidizes their very state, subsidizes them killing tens of thousands of people, subsidizes them killing tens of thousands of children. That blood is not on my hands. I want nothing to do with it. And then you're going to come after me for my speech. Get bent. F off. Go fight the war that you love so much. Go to Iran and blow up a school girls building. Go into Palestine and kill a bunch of kids. Go to Lebanon and blow a bunch of people up. Go blow a bunch of Christian holy sites up. Go blow a bunch of priests up. You know, go blow a bunch of World Heritage sites up. Go do your thing. I'm out. I'm not with. You guys suck. You're evil. You're everything that's wrong with the right wing. You've taken neoconservatism and made it even worse than it was before. The American way of life gets worse. The cost of living goes up. The standard goes down. And you guys are dancing and cheerleading around, pointing like somehow you're winning. You're standing on a mountain of shit. That's the joke. You're literally dancing and swimming and parading around in a big, fat, stinking pile of shit that I want nothing to do with. And as you're sitting here covered in feces, covered in the blood of the innocent, like you just left a spirit cooking with Marina Abramovich, who says Trump is their agent, by the way. Marina Abramovich says Trump is their top agent, by the way. So you MAGA guys now, you're the ones covered in the spirit cooking excrement. And then you're pointing the finger at us? You think you're going to judge us? You think you're going to shame me because I make a joke? You think you're going to shame me because I point out the obvious, that this entire administration is run by Zionists now, run by Israel now, totally sold us all out, is going to crush our country? You think, oh no, oh, you're going to point the finger at me. Oh no, oh, I'm going to be quiet now. All right. Brent crude eyes $100 a barrel as ceasefire deadline looms. You're going to get cheap gas. You're going to love that cheap gas. It's going to be so cheap. If you're a billionaire, it's going to be so cheap gas if you have $1 billion. If you don't have $1 billion, I don't know. It's going to be tough for you. So hopefully you got $1 billion. Oh, they're just, just destroying the waters there too. Satellite images show oil spills near Strait of Hormuz harming entire ecosystem. You can see here this image on the screen. Oh, that's nice. Bunch of oil just spilled into the Strait of Hormuz there. That's really good stuff. Really good stuff. So we're just wasting oil. We're just destroying these bodies of water. That's permanent damage, probably. You know, the wildlife, who cares about that? Everybody in that strait suffering is meant to serve Israel anyway. So who cares if we destroy the planet in service of Israel, right? I mean, come on now. I think it's a good thing if we destroyed the planet in service of Israel. That would be a good thing. And if everybody died in that process, as long as the chosen survive, if just a couple of them, then it'll be okay. So that's the plan. And they've proven they're going to be such good stewards of the planet. They've proven they're going to be such good stewards of the Middle East, such good stewards of human life. So it's a good thing. And all of these other oil refinery fires, I'm sure it's nothing, guys. Fires at refineries in India and 4 other countries, global pattern amid Iran war. A fire at a refinery in Rajasthan just a day before its inauguration has delayed its operations. In just 45 days since the Iran war, there have been reports of fire at oil installations in 5 countries, including the United States and Australia. Is there a pattern to the fires amid a war in which energy has been weaponized? It's hard to believe that these things are a coincidence. I'd say it's about a 1% chance these things are not connected. 99% chance these things are all connected to the war and causing an oil shortage, which is not going to be good for us. So why is it happening? A well site explosion triggers a large fire and evacuations in East Texas. An explosion at a Texas natural gas or oil well site set off a large fire that was seen for miles and led to some evacuations. And this is a headline from this morning. Isn't it great, guys? Isn't this what you guys voted for? Come on, MAGA. Take your victory lap. Take your victory lap, MAGA. The world is on fire. Oil is going up. Price per gallon is going up. We're spilling oil into the strait. We're bombing oil refineries. They're on fire all over the planet. Way to go, MAGA. I mean, come on, guys. Take a lap. Come on, MAGA. Take your victory lap. Remember, MAGA just took a victory lap last week. They said the war was over. MAGA claimed that we won the war and it was over just last week and that oil prices were about to go down. We're going to have record low oil, they were saying last week. How's that one going, guys? Take your victory lap, MAGA. Take your victory lap. The world is on fire and energy shortages and a worldwide recession is coming thanks to you guys and Trump. Way to go, guys. Way to go. But hey, let's keep it on topic now. Let's not lose sight of what's important, guys. Netanyahu is reminding the world. This is a quote. He's speaking in Hebrew, so I'm just going to read the quote. Netanyahu is telling the world that Iran planned another Holocaust. It planned to destroy Israel with nuclear bombs. This is what Netanyahu has been saying for 47 years. And in that 47 years, Iran has never had a nuclear bomb. And in that 47 years, Israel has had nuclear bombs. In that 47 years, Iran has not done a Holocaust on any of its neighbors, specifically not Israel. And in that 47 years, Israel has killed how many, guys? How many foreign citizens, how many foreign countries has Israel bombed and people have Israel killed in the last 47 years since they've been telling everybody that Iran wants to cause a Holocaust? I mean, you could argue Israel's been doing a worldwide Holocaust. If anybody's been doing a Holocaust for the last 47 years, it's Israel. If anybody's bombing people and killing people that they don't want around, it's Israel. These are the facts. Sorry, I don't feel bad. Look, this is what's going to happen, guys, and it's already happening. You're already seeing it. Eventually, right-wingers, conservatives, Christians, Catholics, whatever, everybody who's living in reality with this administration, everybody who's accepted the reality of what Trump is now, we've all gone past our breaking point now. You have to understand, you're about to go into the full clown world with us now. You can't moral high ground us. You can't poke us. You can't tell us to shut up. It's over. It's done. We all know what this is now. And you're basically just, you're part of this cult that is going to continue to make requests to the rest of us, and we're not listening. We're not listening. And all the different names you're going to call us, all the different attacks, we've already been through it before. I know you're going to sue a bunch of people. You're going to censor a bunch of people. You're probably going to imprison people. You're probably going to kill people. I know. We've already been through this before. It is what it is. You guys are the psychos now. You guys are the corrupt establishment now. You guys are the woke now. So that's all right. Just go ahead and just take it. Just go ahead and just take it. Let's just accept it for what it is, guys. Israel has been lying to us. Benjamin Netanyahu specifically. Maybe it's not even fair to say Israel. But here's the thing. If we all used Israel's logic, then this would be the fair approach. And this is how you realize that this is if there is a group of supremacists, if there is a group on this planet that believes they should be held to a different standard than the rest of the world, it is these Zionists. It is these Israelis. There is no better example of a group of people that believe they are superior than these Zionists. And this is the proof right here. If everybody approached their issues the same way Israel does, if everybody used the same logic that Israel does, do you realize that Israel would have been wiped off the map decades ago? Does Iran have the right to defend itself? Does Lebanon have the right to defend itself? Does anybody have the right to defend itself, or only Israel? Do I have the right to defend myself? Hey, Israel has nuclear bombs and wants to blow me up. Do I have the right to defend myself? And by logic, by Israel's logic, defending yourself is bombing everybody. Defending yourself is attacking everybody. So first you make up a lie, and then you aim the lie at that group, and then you attack them and kill them and steal from them, and then you say, this was my right to defend myself. So if the whole world used Israel's logic, there would be no Israel. Israel would have been wiped off the map decades ago, and everybody can say, hey, Israel has nukes, and they were getting ready to bomb another country, so we had to bomb them first. We had to attack them first. We had to wipe them off the map, just like they would argue that they want to do to Iran or to Libya or to Iraq or to Afghanistan or to whoever, to Turkey, to Saudi Arabia, whoever it is. That would be the logic. That's their logic. But see, nobody else is allowed to use that logic. Only them. And they sit there on a stockpile of nuclear bombs aimed at the entire planet, and they sit there with a stockpile of blackmail aimed at the entire planet, and they say this is all in self-defense. Well, when does the world get to have self-defense? When does the rest of the planet get to have self-defense? When does the rest of the people of this world get to say, hey, you're not superior. You don't get to decide for the rest of us. When does that happen? So Netanyahu is reminding you again, hey, Iran is going to nuke us, so we must nuke them first. That's the logic here. But imagine if that logic went both ways. So earlier today, Trump posted this. Here's the actual post. And he shares a X post from Ayel Yacobi, who's a full-on Israel representative. He's part of the Chabad group, whatever it is. I mean, these are some of the most powerful, influential Israel loyalists in America. And Ayel is one of them. And Ayel got famous because he cried on television about being scared going to college. That's all true. So here's a young college student. He rises to fame and prominence out of nowhere, out of the Chabad church. He goes in front of the national press crying on television about how scared he is. He then gets invited to Congress. Now he's this big, influential X account. He probably doesn't even run it. Full-on foreign propagandist. I mean, a complete and total foreign propagandist. And Trump is now sharing his X posts. Now tell me, what has I.L. Jacoby ever done for Donald Trump? And I'm just going to be honest here, folks. I mean, I'm just going to put my heart and soul out there. Personally, I don't take anything in politics personally. Okay? Let me be clear. This isn't about me taking anything personally. Honestly, I swear to you, it's not. But let's use me as an example. Of all the things that I have done for Donald Trump, the multiple lawsuits, the multiple imprisonments, the censorship, the death threats, the swatting, the on and on and on and on. Everything that I've been through for Trump, and he has never said one thing positive about me ever. The only thing he's ever said in recognition of me is when he told me to shut the fuck up. So after everything I did for Trump, he tells me to shut the fuck up. Now here comes Jacoby, who's done nothing for Trump, who's done nothing for MAGA, probably never suffered a day in his life. He's famous for being a crybaby. He's one of the most well-known foreign propagandists on social media, and Trump is sharing his post. So again, it's not about me. I'm just the example here. Trump is gone, guys. He's gone. He doesn't work for us. He works for whoever Jacoby works for. He's not ours. He's theirs. He's gone. And I would just say as a warning, I guess, I would just warn other people. Trump will screw you. Trump will screw you. He will lie to you. He will deceive you. He will rug pull you. And then he'll do the entire thing again. That's just a warning. But so I see this, and I'm thinking, well, what is going on here? Am I crazy? Why do all of these women have these exact same glamour headshots? Look at this. I mean, folks, these are like all professional headshots. The backlighting, the head tilt, the lipstick, the makeup. I mean, what? Why is it? And they're claiming Iranian women that they're going to be hung by the regime in Iran. And so Trump shares this. Is it true? Is it not? I don't know. Honestly, I doubt it's true. But I'll tell you this, if it is true, as Trump is begging Iran to release these women, if it is true, folks, let me really lay this out for you. If this is true, if this is not AI slop, which I think it might be, but I'll get to that in a second. If this is true, let's think about it. Let's think about it logically. Why are these women being hung? Why is Iran hanging protesters? Because the Mossad and the CIA armed these protesters and told them they would be leading a revolution and that the CIA and the Mossad would be backing and leading their revolution in the streets to overthrow the government. So the CIA and Mossad armed these protesters, tried a coup, failed, and then they left, and they left these Iranians to die. That's what happened. And Trump has even admitted that. And just to be clear, this is no statement of support for the Iranian regime. Just to be perfectly clear, I am not in support of the Iranian regime. I'm in support of reality. I'm in support of reaching logical conclusions. Why are these protesters being hung? Because the CIA and Mossad set them up to die. They went there to overthrow the government so they could hand it over to Israel's interests, and they failed, and they left the protesters behind holding the guns to die. That's what happened, if this is even true. But let's go another step further here. Trump has claimed he's won the war. Trump has claimed that they have a new regime in there. So if that is true, why are they killing protesters? If we successfully killed the bad regime and now we've got the good regime in there, why are they still killing protesters? And if Trump has truly won the war and has all the leverage, Why is he begging Iran not to kill protesters? So obviously, none of that is true. So if none of that is true, why would I trust that these girls are even real? Why would I not think that they're trying to babies in incubator us again? Oh, yeah, that false testimony about the babies in incubators that led us into another war in the Middle East, it was a total lie? Yeah. And Jacoby is well known for spreading fake news, by the way. But again, I don't even know if he really runs the account. The rate, the amount that he posts for somebody that's apparently a big finance guy, I don't even know if he runs it. So none of it adds up. We're in control of the strait. No control of the strait. We've defeated the regime. Hasn't defeated the regime, or the new regime is just as bad. Nobody knows. And all the people that fought and suffered and sacrificed the most for Trump, he's now abandoned you, and he's literally now promoting foreign propaganda on his True Social account from a well-known person on social media that is a foreign propagandist. So that's where you're at here, guys. Now, back to, is this real or not? There's an Israeli influence operation called Generative AI for Good that creates AI victims out of Iran to agitate for regime change. They just held a conference last week at New York City. Here's a short clip of one of the deep fake propaganda videos they released just a few weeks ago. So this is the type of AI war propaganda they're releasing to try to get Americans to support this war.
همه رو یادمه تیراندازی خیلی شدید من دستگیر شدم داخل یه دونه ون منو بردن هر کدوممون رو گروهی به صورت 7-8 نفری میبردن توی اتاق من فکر کردم میبرم فقط کتک میزنم 7-8 نفر ما رو بردن به صورت گروهی به همون تجاوز میکردن.
So that's what they're doing. They're literally putting out fake AI, and I wouldn't doubt it for 1 second that that's what they did with these girl protester videos, considering they all look like they just got out of a photo shoot. Now, let's check in on a current MAGA head here. Bill Mitchell. So last week, Bill Mitchell was taking a victory lap at how Trump has won the war and Trump controls the strait and Iran is dead. Now Bill is begging Iran to give up today. Come on, Iran, just give up. Just give up. Just surrender. You can't win. Just last week, Bill Mitchell was taking a victory lap that Iran had already lost. Now he's begging Iran to give up.
You're listening to the Owen Report on the Win Network.
navigating between the sane and insane. It's the Owen Report with Owen Schroyer.
I'm thinking about getting a new theme song. I'm maybe going to have AI. I'm not the best at AI, I have to tell you. Maybe I need to learn how to do these AI videos, AI music. Apparently, you've got AI artists, I say in quote, that are like cracking the top 50 lists for music right now. A bunch of AI artists. Okay. I guess I better get in. But I've been thinking about making a Clown World theme song. You know, since it is the season. Some sort of a Clown World theme song is what I'm thinking. Because that's what we're in here. Oh, I know. Oh, yeah. Can't wait. Can't wait to see the attacks on me today. Oh, they were coming at me hard today for posting that question about the Iranian girls being AI or not. They really came after me for that. You guys just don't get it. Somebody will probably sue me for it. That's where we're at now with the woke right. They'll probably sue me for that, maybe try to imprison me. That's what we're dealing with. All right, let's get into some of this other news. Let's take a break from the heavy and just look at some of this other news. So you may have seen this the other day, this video here. It got a lot of views. This one has 3 million views from it. This was a shared video. The original video has 4 million views. So a lot of people, you probably saw this video. It's a lady who runs a farm who says that she basically can't afford to hire workers unless they're non-citizens, is the only people that will take these jobs. Cernovich went and found the job listing, and I guess they're paying $2,000 to $3,000 a month, according to the job listing here. I've never lived in Idaho. I don't know if that is a livable wage or not in Idaho. I would doubt that's a livable wage. I don't know. Maybe you can live off that in Idaho. You might need a little bit more if you're not getting, housing taken care of. So it kind of spurred this debate about, well, is that a fair wage? Is it not? Does she have a fair complaint? Does she not? And so a comment that caught my eye here that I think puts this into perspective. It might be a controversial take, but I'd be happy to pay higher prices on food and animal products if it meant good wages for my countrymen and not a bunch of foreigners sending their slave wages home. And see, that's what you would call a country. That's what you would call nationalism, is what you would call that. We don't have that in this country. We have foreign owners. We have a donor class that owns our country. So they make the decisions, and the decisions that get made benefit them and them only. That's why you're at a war right now that is causing your gas prices to go up, because they have an agenda. This war is to benefit them, not you. And all the lies that they tell is to benefit their special interests, not you. But you're told you have to pay higher gas prices. It's your patriotic duty to pay higher gas prices for a foreign war for foreign interests. No, if we lived in a proper country, we'd be willing to pay a little bit more for food if it meant we got to hire Americans and have a better quality product. Americans would be willing to pay that as long as it benefited the country. Instead, you're paying higher prices and energy right now to benefit foreign interests. And that's the difference. And that is the difference. And it's the same foreign interests that bring all the cheap labor here, too, by the way. So it's all connected. It's all connected. But don't worry, guys. Don't worry, as you're getting crushed financially. The Israeli shekel hits 30-year high against the U.S. dollar. I mean, if that isn't it right there, if that doesn't tell you everything right there, Israeli shekel hits 30-year high against the U.S. dollar. Our country is literally being sacrificed, folks, for Israel. That's literally what is happening. And they use every single excuse to justify it. Apparently, President Trump is he's a big fan of Tim Cook now. This is an essay he wrote, a love letter to Tim Cook, who stepped down. I'm not even going to read. I mean, he's here just groveling over Tim Cook, just drooling over Tim Cook. What in the hell is going on with Trump? When did he turn into a cuck? Oh, that'll piss him off. That'll piss him off. Why is Trump drooling over Tim Cook on Truth Social this morning? Very strange. He talks about, oh, he was groveling and he was stunned. He was praising him. He got a phone call. Oh, my gosh. This is Trump now. Grovels for Netanyahu, grovels for Tim Cook. He's literally a traitor. He's a corrupt globalist. Now, Trump is right about this, except we have a problem. Trump says we should have the lowest interest rate in the world, President Trump told CNBC. Said he had been in favor of an interest rate rise in the past to stop inflation, but now he says we should have a lower rate and the lowest interest rates in the world. Well, I'd like that, and I'd like to even believe that you think that. But see, we got a problem in this country, Mr. President, and actually you're maybe the biggest problem because you've added more to the national debt than any other president. In fact, Trump has added more to the national debt than most American presidents combined. Most American presidents combined have not added to the debt as much as Trump has. And by the time he's out, it'll be probably an unbreakable record. So that's why we can't have low interest rates, Mr. President. It's your own fault. U.S. banks are currently facing unrealized losses of $306 billion. So it's an entire debt system. There is no real money. It's all debt now. And the banks are hanging by a thread. Workers' confidence way down. A poll in Gallup. Is it a good time to find a job? Compared to 2021, 72% say it's a bad time to find a job. 72%. That's up 31% since 2021 when Biden took office. So it's worse. The Trump economy is currently worse than the Biden economy, according to people polled, or according to most people that even live in the country. That's why we can't have low interest rates. Now, I could go on. I've got another stack here. Maybe we can get, actually, let me see. We'll just have to, we'll have to get to the rest of this economic news. But maybe we can knock this stack out real quick. Do you have an HOA? You probably don't like it if you do. HOA liens have surged amid rising owner costs. Homeowners associations filed the equivalent of one lien every 90 seconds in 2025 against residents, with rising numbers hinting at growing consumer financial stress, which was particularly high in some regions of the country. Now, so what's happening is people can't even afford their HOA. So then the HOA is putting a lien on them. And states are actually trying to find a way for the HOAs to claw back this money. This is happening in Georgia. Georgia lawmakers passed bill to rein in HOA foreclosures. Yeah, foreclosures. Among the more popular bills to pass out of the Georgia General Assembly last week was a measure that would make it more difficult for homeowners associations to foreclose on members' homes over disputes about money. So nobody can afford their HOA monthly payments, and so the HOA is claiming that they get to take your house. Economy's doing great. We're doing great out there, guys. So, and this is how they intimidate you out of even buying a home. Minnesota lawmakers appear ready to clamp down on homeowners associations. A bipartisan bill would limit the power of HOAs to levy fines and foreclose on homeowners. So you see, you will own nothing and be happy. So the banks are making homes unaffordable. So then you basically have to, if you want to own a home, you have to make a financial decision that you probably can't afford. And then the HOA costs put you over the top. Now you can't afford that. And now they're saying, nope, sorry, we get to take your home. I mean, what a disaster. This is the American way of life now, guys. But don't worry, we got $500 billion for a war or two or three or however many they need. We've got $500 $500 billion in the last 5 years for wars on the other side of the planet that are only making our way of life worse. So don't worry, you can't afford to own a home, but we can afford to go to war for foreign interest whenever we need. Nevada Supreme Court protects Deutsche Bank's deed in HOA foreclosure using lower court stripped the deed, Supreme Court reversed. Here's what lenders need to know. First deeds of trust survive HOA foreclosure sales when homeowners satisfy superiority liens, Nevada Supreme Court rules. HOA foreclosures. Unbelievable. They can't even afford to live, ladies and gentlemen. You can't afford to own a home in this country. The private equity, the big banks, the BlackRocks, the Vanguards, they own everything. And this is the problem. And this is why it's outrageous. This is why it is outrageous that Trump has got us back involved in the Middle East. It's treasonous that Trump has got us involved in these wars again. It's treasonous. The split between the haves and the have-nots, the gigantic middle class, which is where most of the wealth used to be, generally speaking, was this. We had a majority that was in the middle class. The middle class is now gone, and it's all lower class and then super, super high class. The vast majority of Americans are now living paycheck to paycheck. And since we are in a capitalist economy, well, guess what? It takes money to make money, and there's only the same amount of people that have all the money, so there's only the same amount of people that can make all the money, and they're in control of the price of a house, and so you that can't make the money, your cost of living is going up. You can't afford it. Eventually, you can't own anything, and this is a perpetual thing, and it only gets worse, and nobody's trying to stop it. Nobody's trying to address it, and now Trump has made it even worse. And then what's going to happen? Oh, I'm sure the Democrats will do better, though. I'm sure. I doubt it. But that's, I guess, our other option until we figure something else out. So that's going to be the midterms. Here's Elise Stefanik. She listen to this. So they're gearing up to blame everybody for the midterms. They're gearing up to blame the podcasters for the midterms. Now, this is one of the more ironic things. And it just shows how these are dishonest people. It just shows how these are dishonest people. They're liars. They don't even try to keep their story straight. Maybe it's laziness. I don't know. So Stefanik goes on a podcast here that nobody's ever heard of. I've never heard of this podcast. I have no idea what it is. Is that a little nice? I don't know what's on this necklace here. It might be a little special necklace she's got there. I can't really tell here. The FP. Has anybody heard of this? Has anybody ever seen this woman before? I have no idea who this is. So, okay. So, the podcasters are huge. They won Trump the election. The podcasters are huge. They're going to cost us the midterms. Oh, but wait, it depends on how you phrase that question.
You came up as a Bush era, pretty normal conservative. And now, like you say, a lot of the most influential voices are not in Congress or not even in government, but people with podcasts, people like.
But they're overstated. It's overstated, their influence. Those people would never be elected, not for local office, not for federal office. It's overstated.
Oh, it's overstated now. It's overstated now. So we didn't help get Trump elected in 2016 and 2024. We didn't help that. And now I don't want to be blamed when the midterms lose. Oh, so now, hey, now guys, the podcasters is overstated. Now the podcasters have no influence. They're not important. Nobody cares what they have to say. And then what do you see every single day? They're freaking out about the podcasters. They're panicked about the podcasters. They're following all the podcasters and what they're saying. And then they tell you they have no influence. But just get ready. Just get ready. Because you know what's going to happen. If and when the Republicans lose the midterms, if the Democrats take the House and the Senate, you know they're going to blame every single podcaster. They will sit here and they will call out every single podcaster by name. They're already doing it. So this is how dishonest these people are. This is how dishonest MAGA is. This is the clowns that run the new MAGA influence sphere. Out of one side of their mouth, they're going to tell you that the podcasters are irrelevant and have no influence. And then out of the other side of the mouth, they're going to blame the podcasters for losing the midterms. Now, of course, really none of it is true in regards to what's going to happen in the midterms. The Republicans are going to lose the midterms because of Trump. The Republicans are going to lose the midterms because of President Trump and the GOP. That's why they're going to lose the midterms. It has nothing to do with the podcasters. It has nothing to do with whether the podcasters have influence or not. So really, all of these people are doing is exposing themselves as complete liars. And honestly, I don't even think it's fair to call them liars. Liars, actually, it requires some sort of a conscious plan. It requires some sort of an IQ to lie. It requires some effort to lie. I don't even think they deserve to be called liars. These people are not even serious. I don't even think they're serious people. I don't even think they know what they're saying, care what they're saying, think about what they're saying. So I don't even think you can call them liars. I think they just make stuff up. I think they just say whatever works in the moment. I think they're basically retarded. If I'm being honest, I think they're retarded. Because if you can't see that, saying the podcasts have no influence and then blaming the podcast for the midterms, if you can't see how that's retarded, then you're retarded. So I don't even think it matters if they're liars or not. I don't even think they're smart enough to be liars. I think they're too stupid to even be liars. But get ready. That's what they're going to do. They're going to tell you for the next 6 months that podcasts have no influence. They're going to tell you for 6 months that the podcasters have no influence. Meanwhile, they're all going to be panicking over the podcasters. They're all going to be freaking out about the podcasters, obsessing over the podcasters. And then when they lose the midterms, they're going to blame the podcasters while telling you the podcasters have no influence. And we all know it has nothing to do with the podcasters, whether they have the influence or not. The Republicans will lose the midterms because of Donald Trump. The Republicans will lose the midterms because President Trump failed to deliver the populist agenda. President Trump failed to deliver on his promises, and he went right back to the neocon era that gave us Barack Obama for 8 years. Trump did this. The GOP did this. They have all the power, and they have none of the results. That's why they will lose the midterms. But go ahead and blame the podcasters. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. We'll all be ready to go. Can't wait. Trump's labor secretary resigns amid ethics probe into husband's text messages to young female staffers. Oh, boy. Here we go. Here we go. Labor Secretary Lori Chavez DeRemer has quit amid an ethics probe into her husband's alleged advances on female staffers. Accusations she ordered employees to bring booze on work trips and claims she was having an affair with a bodyguard. Oh, man. You know what actually saves this? You know what actually stops this from happening or being a headline? Actually following through on your campaign promises. Yeah. Actually winning. You know what they say? Winning. How do they say it in sports? Winning cures everything. It's kind of the same in politics. Winning cures everything. So you notice you got all these problems right now. Republicans, MAGA, Trump, you got all these problems. It's because you're losing. You know what? Problems follow losing. If Trump was winning, if MAGA was winning, if America was winning, if a conservative movement, populist movement, whatever, if all of this stuff was winning, you wouldn't have these problems. You wouldn't have all these resignations. You wouldn't have Bongino leaving and then crashing out on his show. You wouldn't have Kash Patel with an ethics investigation or whatever over boozing. You wouldn't have this story. You wouldn't have Pam Bondi. You wouldn't have the Epstein list. You wouldn't have the Epstein clients running everything. Problems happen when you're losing. Winning cures everything. Nothing's being cured because nothing is being won. Not for us, at least. I'm not sure for anybody. And maybe when the dust settles, China and Russia are going to end up on top. But it's certainly not going to be us. Not at this rate. Not when we're sacrificing everything for the donor class, for the Epstein class, for the foreign interests. Hey, but that's all right, guys. We do have some good news today. How about this one? How about a little good one in the stack today? Annual flu vaccine no longer required for U.S. military, Pete Hegseth says. The move alarmed some public health experts and legislators who warned it would weaken troop readiness. Ooh, oh yeah. Tell me you know nothing about the flu vaccine. The flu vaccine doesn't even work. So I don't know who gave this command or if this was a Pete Hegseth. This is a win. This is a big win. You know what? I'm not even going to say. For the sake of today's show, I'm not even going to say. I can't help but wonder. I just don't trust anything in the political world. So I can't help but wonder if there's something else going on here. I'm just going to take this one at face value just because let's just take the win. Let's not look at what this could potentially mean in the near future. Let's just take the win. Let's hope it's just a face value win. The military will no longer require U.S. troops to receive the annual flu vaccine. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth said today, rolling back what he described as an overly broad mandate that had been in place for 7 decades. We're seizing this moment to discard any absurd, overreaching mandates that only weaken our warfighting capabilities. In this case, this includes the universal flu vaccine and the mandate behind it, part of an effort to restore freedom and strength to our joint force. But we will not force you because your body, your faith, and your convictions are not negotiable. Well, that's a good one. That's a good win. So, the Democrats are all pissed off. Oh, you need to take your flu vaccine. You need to take your shot. Oh. Yeah, how about you shut up? I'm just going to take this at a face value win. I'm not going to look at a potential negative. Just, you know what? Good. This is good. So, okay, you've got FISA extended till the end of the month. And then you've got this debate on the SAVE Act, which apparently John Thune has given up. Apparently, they're calling John Thune's office and nobody's answering the phone. And the only public comments that we're getting here is that Thune is out. He's out. So this is what's going on. Now, Anna Paulina Luna has, she's gotten very active. She likes to, she likes the camera time. She likes to make headlines, and I'm okay with that. We need some of them in Congress. So she's trying to get a deal done. Now, here's the problem. I'm going to go to this Anna Paulina Luna clip. But if you understand, this is a loser from the very beginning. So she says, no voter ID, no FISA. So this is how the conservatives are negotiating to have basic election security. But let's hear from APL.
Negotiations for FISA are still taking place. And of course, the Senate is no longer considering the Save America Act. So the only option, I've been saying this for literally weeks now, is to put voter ID onto FISA, period. This is a must-pass piece of legislation, meaning that the Senate is not likely to vote it down. Now, I just want to remind the Senate, we already know this. This is what the American people want. Black, white, Hispanic, Democrat, Republican, overwhelmingly, literally 80-20 issue. Yet the Senate on both sides don't want to get it done. And the thing is, guys, is that we have a Republican majority. Soon, I know you don't like me for saying this, John, but this is literally your call. You are literally blocking this. And the American people overwhelmingly want it. So we saw recently that John was saying something about, the Senate will go first on FISA. Yeah, don't think so. So we're not going to vote for FISA unless this is contained in it. We need voter ID. Common sense.
Yeah. Common sense, voter ID. Guys, this is, I'm sorry to say, but this is actually the proof that our country is gone. This is proof that our country, our government, our Congress, it's all completely corrupt, guys. It is gone. There is no saving it. Now, we can still have a belief, a hope, faith, whatever, that there's still a political solution to this, and maybe we can vote for somebody that might help us. I know a lot of people say it's done, it's over. There's no voting our way out of this. I'm not here to debate that. I'm not here to debate that. I understand that. We can still have hope. We can still have faith, still go through the process. But, I see the people that complain about me talking about elections and, Republicans, Democrats, and they get mad. I'm like, well, what is your plan? Then go ahead. You do your plan. Don't just be mad at me. Go do your plan then. Let me know when you guys got a plan. Because it's not up to me. It's going to be up to whenever the people are ready to actually do it. Whenever the American people are ready to stand up and take our country back, we can do it. We're not ready. We're just simply not ready. We don't really have the necessity yet. People just don't get it yet. We're just not there. And I'm not even claiming that this is like some sort of an agenda for me. My agenda is to have a 3-hour informative talk show of current events and politics that is actually trying to lead you in a direction where you can feel confident with the information you're getting, where we show the logical breakdown, all the different headlines, all the different facts and everything to reach a conclusion. You can have your own conclusion. You can agree with my conclusion. But my goal here is to have a 3-hour show where my audience feels confident that they're coming out of this every day with a better understanding of current events and politics before they went in. And if we can have some fun while we're doing it and have a laugh too, then more power to us. But having said that, if there's a larger agenda at play here, people have to, if people don't even have the information, if they don't even have the understanding about how corrupt things are and why, then you're never going to get to the next level. If I want to pass an exam, I have to go to class every day. If I don't go to one class and I show up for the exam, I'm going to fail the exam. So, we have to be informed. We have to understand. We have to have some sort of logical conclusions reached so that we can make new decisions. We're just nowhere near that. So I get it. The people that say we're not voting our way out of this, the people that critique me, say, why do you still talk about elections, all this stuff? Hey, I get it, man. I get it. If you've already moved on from that, then launch your plan. I'm not stopping you. I'm not in your way. I'm not disagreeing with you. I don't think we're there. I don't think we've crossed that threshold yet, quite frankly. But this is it. So we're now told, folks, look, if this doesn't explain how beyond the pale and beyond saving our government is with how corrupt it is, I don't know what does. So this is what we're being told. This is what we're supposed to believe right now when it comes to Congress the SAVE Act, and FISA. Let's try to make it short and sweet. So let's just get the dirty details out of here. So we're now told as Americans that, okay, we have to spy on you illegally. You have no choice. We have to spy on you illegally. No choice. You have no choice. You have no control. You are not a sovereign citizen. You do not live in a free country. You are not independent. Your government is corrupt now and totalitarian now. You don't get a choice. You have to get spied on. Now, of course, this is unpopular. If you took a poll of Americans today and said, hey, do you want, and they had enough information to make a decision, you said, hey, do you want FISA to continue? Do you want the government to keep spying on you? The vast majority of people would vote no, and there would be no FISA, and we would end the illegal spy campaign on the American people tomorrow. The American people don't want it. And yet the government says, too bad, you get it anyway. But then they say, okay, so if you're going to force the American people to get spied on illegally, if you're going to force Americans and tell them you have to accept FISA, then we're going to at least try to shoehorn election integrity into the bill. What? So one, you're admitting that there is no election integrity. So now Americans have to accept that we have to get spied on illegally and our elections are rigged. This is where the conversation is starting right now between us and our government. It's not so good for us, right? This is now our negotiating side. We have to get spied on and we can't have fair elections. We just can't do it. But since you don't want to get spied on, but you do want fair elections, why don't we just kind of throw it all into one package and maybe we can get you fair elections, but we're going to spy on you too. So wait a second. Not only now are Americans being told that we have to get spied on, not only are Americans being told that you can't even get fair elections, now we're being told that we need this bill, which is nothing but redundancy as far as election law is concerned, if we want to have fair elections. What? So we can't enforce the law to have fair elections, just not an option, just can't do it. And then we also can't enforce the law that you, an American citizen, has a right to privacy. Can't enforce that either. So you just don't get fair elections and you get spied on 24/7. And this is the negotiation right here, folks. And yet, if you had a single issue vote for the American people and you said, do you want voter ID? Do you want fair elections? The vast majority would say yes, but our government doesn't give it to us. If you pulled the American people and you said, do you want FISA, the illegal spying, to continue? The vast majority of Americans would say no, and yet we're still going to get it. Do you understand? Your government doesn't work for you. Your government is entirely corrupt. It doesn't matter if it's a Republican or a Democrat. Entire Congress, all of Washington, D.C., the White House, the entire infrastructure of the federal government is all wholly corrupted and aimed at you. We don't have a country anymore. Do you understand? There is no United States of America. There is a federal government in Washington, D.C. that works for special and foreign interests and the donor class, and they run this country. This is their country, not yours. You don't have any rights. And they have made that perfectly clear now, and they're telling you, sorry, we know you want voter ID. You can't get it. Sorry. We know you don't want us to spy on us. We're going to do it anyway. We have a constitutional duty to overthrow this corrupt government. Let me be clear. We have, as American citizens, a constitutional duty to overthrow this government. That's in the Constitution. And I'm telling you, folks, look, when I started this show back in October, I said, there's two things I really want to do. I want to go back to more of a classical, traditional news style talk radio show where we really just cover news and maybe you don't even know my politics. And I wanted to kind of get away from this like activism bent, where it's like there's kind of like a call of duty, there's like an activism approach where it's like, okay, like there is an agenda, there is a goal to save the country. And all of that is basically, you can't even do that now, especially the second half. I mean, I can do a news broadcast all day long, but you can't cover the news now without a call of duty. You can't look at the current events now and not say there has to be some form of activism if you're going to be in the political world. It's just they're because somebody's taking action against you. So you either get on your knees and die politically, or there's something there. There's a spine there. There's a move there. But here's the realization, and this is why it just sucks. It just sucks because my big, I won't even call it a fear. I'd say it's a prediction. My big prediction is the same people that they came after in 2015 and 2016, the same people they came after in 2018, the same people they came after in 2021, which was me all three times, they're going to come after us again. That's my realization. That's my prediction. They're going to come after us again for censorship. They're going to come after us again for lawsuits. They're going to come after us again for imprisonment. They're going to come after us again. They're going to try to kill us for talking like this. The only good news, if there is anything, the only good news now is that there's so many more people out there that are willing to hit the front lines. There's so many more people out there that are willing to crawl across the barbed wire that it's not even as much of a necessity as it used to be. I can make a decision. I can be a true believer and then make a conscious decision that says, I'm going to plot and plan my show to make sure I don't get involved in these situations, like so many other hosts do, by the way. And I'm not blaming them, but you know who they are. They censor themselves so they can stay on the platforms. They censor themselves so they can still go to Mar-a-Lago. They censor themselves so they can still get access. They all do it. It's fine. I can't. But I really, if I was even to try to make that conscious decision, I couldn't be able to do it because I already did. The fact of the matter is, if you want to be a truth teller in this country, in this corrupt government, you will pay the price. The most persecuted person in the American media is the truth teller. The most persecuted American today is the truth teller. And it's been this way. But now that we've been through it, now that we've had a taste of it, now that we know how far our government is willing to go to get us, the price of poker just went up. The price to play just went up. Because now you know it's real. Now it's not maybe they'll do this. Now you know they're going to do this. But yet, more people are joining the cause. But I don't think that'll stop them. I think that just means they're going to have to build a bigger prison for us. Now, here's your proof to put this all together. Here's a Palantir CEO, Alex Karp. And he's talking about America. You know, I mean, he identifies as a proud American. But I want to listen closely to what he says here and what he means when he says it.
The way you dominate the future is you dominate the present. And so it's like the banality you hear in business is like, we're going to do really well in 2 years. No venture capitalist wants to hear that. I don't want to hear that. I want to hear, what did we do this quarter? What did we execute against this quarter? And then you ramp it up. And it, by the way, it pulls all the latent craziness out of the system. And so what I want to see in 50 years, a different variant of your question is, America seems to be the only Western country that believes we will be around in 900 to 1,000 years. That's what I want. Well, the problem they have in Europe is none of the leaders believe they're going to exist in 50 years. So I want America to be American in 1,000 years. And the way you get that to be is you dominate on the battlefield today, and people give up. The way.
So two interesting philosophies here that I want to dig into. Now, you can certainly understand the capitalistic approach here, maybe appreciate it from Karp, where he says, hey, how are we going to make money tomorrow? How are we going to be successful this quarter? I don't want to hear about the potential. I don't want to hear about what we might do next year. I want to know how we're going to make money right now. You might respect that. You might appreciate that. And yet, though, considering he's in the world of AI, that's kind of a dangerous proposal to just say, hey, we're going to push the pedal to the metal no matter the damage that we cause, because that's our capitalistic mindset. So that's maybe the lesser of the philosophies that I'm concerned with, and yet I think that that's pretty important. But he says he wants America to be around in 900 years. He wants America to exist in 900 years. I don't know how many countries can claim they're 1,000 years old. Probably not too many. Like China maybe is the only one. I don't know. Maybe Russia might try to make that claim. I don't know. So we want America to be 1,000 years. We want America to go on forever. Now, when he says America, what does he mean? Because I get the feeling that Alex Karp's version of America, Alex Karp's idea of America, Alex Karp's dream of America is a lot different than mine. I think Alex Karp looks at America as this industrial complex that is basically just a money machine where people with big business can go to the money machine and cut a deal with it and then get even richer and work for the machine. I mean, really, it's fascism is what we're talking about. So that's not my America. That's not my idea of America. The America I want to live on is a sovereign nation. The America I want to live on is a republic. The America I want to exist in 100 years, in 1,000 years, is the America that was written about in the Declaration of Independence, in the America that was concepted in the Bill of Rights and the Constitution. That's what I want to see America live to be. I don't think that's what Karp is talking about. I know for a fact that's not what Donald Trump is thinking about. We know Donald Trump doesn't give a damn about the Constitution or the Bill of Rights. I doubt he even knows them. So I feel that when these people talk about America, to them, it's just a piggy bank. There's not an idea. There's no loyalty to freedom. There's no romance of the founding of this country and the revolutionary ideas that built it. That's not what they think about with America. They just think about money and power. And they know that if the industry, the corporation of America is still around in 1,000 years, then they can still be getting more rich and more powerful. And that's all they care about. And that's not the America I want to see. That's the America that has destroyed the way of life for the vast majority of Americans. All right, let's take a short break. And we'll get back into the rest of the news. We'll be able to get rid of this stack, I think, relatively quickly. I don't think it'll take us too long here on the other side. Yeah, we'll be able to do it. And then we will take your super chats before we close out today's transmission.
You're listening to the Owen Report on the WIN Network.
You know, we've talked a lot about the government spying on us, FISA, AI, everything else. We know that this is going on. We know the government is tracking us and tracing us. In fact, they just came out with a new law in the UK. We'll be covering this shortly. The AI spy grid is going fully implemented in the UK. So if you don't want this happening 24/7, if you don't want to be tracked and traced and your signal being fed to all the different data processors and governments and everything else, you need to get a Faraday bag. Try Silent Faraday bags. Now, here's the reason why Silent separates themselves from the rest, because it is quite literally military technology. You heard that right. It is military technology. Silent has been awarded 9 military contracts, in fact. So this is the same type of signal blocking gear used to help our soldiers from GPS detection and electronic threats when they're overseas or on a mission. Now you have access to that same technology at slnt.com/Owen, slnt.com/Owen, where you can get 15% off plus free shipping on qualifying orders. You heard that right. slnt.com/Owen, 15% off plus free shipping on qualifying orders. And, you know, it's kind of a no-brainer to me. You need a new backpack. You need a new bag. All kinds of different stylish and sleek bags that also happen to be Faraday bags. So you won't get tracked. You won't get traced. The radiation that feeds off of your cell signal, all of that stuff can be wiped out with a Faraday bag. Sleek, military technology, fashionable, all kinds of different options. Backpacks, concealed carry bags, crossbody bags, dry bags. It's all at slnt.com/Owen. And it's military grade technology to stop your cell phone, your computer, whatever it is, tracking, tracing, and sending that data to anybody willing to pay for it, which nowadays there are way more people not just willing, but able and desire to pay for that data. So don't let them get it from you. slnt.com/Owen and 15% off plus free shipping on qualifying orders for my listening audience.
It's the fastest 3 hours on the internet. It's the Owen Report with Owen Schroyer.
All right, we got a couple stories developing here as we come back for the third and final hour. Trump is actually speaking. All the news networks have broken away, including Fox. So nobody too concerned about what Trump has to say, I suppose. But Trump has apparently extended the ceasefire, and he says that they want to extend the ceasefire until the negotiations have concluded, which, of course, what negotiations? The envoy that was supposed to be on its way to Pakistan, we're not even sure if it's going to be going anymore. J.D. Vance's status is unknown. And I think it's probably fair to say Iran does not trust the Trump administration. I don't think Iran trusts Donald Trump. And I don't think Iran trusts whoever Trump is going to be sending as the negotiating team anyway. And they've pretty much said as much. Iran has pretty much said, we don't trust you. We're not negotiating with you. So who knows what any of this really is. They're doing another massive pump and dump. So you know there's going to be a massive insider trading operation. And then the question is President Trump actually considering a ceasefire, or is he just saying that and then he's going to try to catch Iran off guard with another attack? So the war is over. It's not over. The strait is closed. It's open. It's closed. You know, we're negotiating. We got a peace deal. We have no peace deal. We're not negotiating. Okay, another ceasefire. Yeah. All right. All right. Try to make sense of that. Good luck. You know, I love this thing when MAGA tells me, at least we're not doing the LGBTQ stuff anymore. Well, you're not paying attention. Montana Supreme Court upholds ability of transgender residents to update documents, changing driver's licenses, birth certificates. So if you don't want to be a male or a female, you can still select something else on your ID in Nevada and other countries, by the way. Oh, and you know what? They also just announced this because this goes in league with this other news. Let me see if there's any news stories on this yet. You just had Todd Blanche at a press conference claiming he's indicted the Southern Poverty Law Center. Yeah, here it is. I got another news story similar to this that was already in the stack. So Blanche just made this announcement. DOJ charges Southern Poverty Law Center with fraud over secret funding of extremist groups. Well, this is great. The Department of Justice announced an indictment accusing the Southern Poverty Law Center of secretly funding right-wing extremist groups that it claimed to be battling. What? The SPLC was not dismantling the groups, said Attorney General Todd Blanche at a press conference. It was instead manufacturing the extremism it purports to oppose by paying sources to stoke racial hatred. What? Wait, what? What are we saying here? I've never heard of such a thing. The Department of Justice announced a bombshell 11-count indictment accusing the SPLC of secretly funding right-wing extremist groups that it claimed to be battling. So the SPLC, famous for left-wing extremism, famous for left-wing extremist groups, and the Department of Justice under Trump is claiming that they were backing right-wing extremism? This is crazy. What are we talking about? The SPLC was not dismantling the groups. It was instead manufacturing the extremism it purports to oppose by paying sources to stoke racial hatred. What? And he's saying that Southern Poverty Law Center was doing this to the right wing? The indictment was returned Tuesday by a grand jury in the U.S. District Court in the Middle District of Alabama. The SPLC, which is a nonprofit civil rights group, is charged with 6 counts of wire fraud, 4 counts of bank fraud, and 1 count of money laundering. He said earlier today. The CEO of the SPLC said, although we don't know all the details, the focus appears to be on the SPLC's prior use of paid confidential informants to gather credible intelligence on extremist violent groups. So the SPLC is claiming they were paying people to infiltrate right-wing groups and then report back to the Southern Poverty Law Center. Todd Blanche is claiming the SPLC was sending people into these groups to foment, as he quoted, saying, stoke racial hatred. This is going to get interesting. I really want to see where this goes directionally. Now, the Southern Poverty Law Center, that's been a problem for years. Guys, it's just like the vaccine. I just can't help it. I just can't help this administration. It's just so corrupt, man. I can't trust them at all. I can't trust them at all. And I just feel like there's a bait and switch behind this. I'm sorry. I can't help myself. I don't even want to do this. I want to say, thank God we're finally doing something right. Thank God the Trump administration is finally doing something that they campaigned on. Finally, a mandate is being met here, going after the SPLC. But now they're claiming it's right-wing extremism. So I'm just curious where this goes from here. Why all of a sudden is Todd Blanche claiming the SPLC was fomenting right-wing extremism? And then I guess the crazy thing also is going to be if the SPLC here, they seem to admit this. I mean, I'd say they're accepting that, yes, we do send spies into right-wing groups. That's what we are paying people to do. And by the way, I don't know where you get a legal charge out of that. You know, there's a lot of these groups that do this all the time. I mean, do we really need to name names here? You may see, like, you know, Laura Loomer is having a crash out unlike anything you've ever seen in your life. You know what? I should send Laura some crash out energy, actually. She could be like the logo. She's like the queen of crash out. I don't think anybody's ever crashed out harder in the life of this planet than Laura Loomer is crashing out right now. But like, there's this famous story about Laura at Barry University in Miami, and she joined some Islamic group. She joined some like Islamic radicalized group or something. And so people point that out. It's like, oh, here's Laura Loomer. She claims to be fighting radical Islam, but yet she was part of a radical Islamic group at Barry University. No, I'm pretty sure that was her getting into that group for Project Veritas. I'm pretty sure. I mean, I just defend the truth here. Laura got into that extremist Islamic group to try to get some content and expose them. And I guess there was nothing good enough. And then she ends up getting caught, and now it comes back to bite her. But, you know, Laura was the person that penetrated the DNC. Laura was the girl that got Aaron Black on video admitting that they started riots to disrupt Trump rallies, specifically in Chicago. So this is well known. I mean, Project Veritas has done it. The O'Keefe Media Group has done it. There's other left-wing groups that try to do this, like the Undercurrent. So this stuff happens all the time, where you have a group and and somebody's job is to infiltrate some political group and then report back. So I'm just trying to figure out exactly. I mean, they're saying money laundering, wire fraud, bank fraud. So these are all financial crimes. So they're going after the SPLC for financial crimes. I don't know why they are making a point of claiming that it's right-wing extremism that they're fomenting. That just seems outrageous. And I don't know why make that point if this is a financial crime issue. Why are you even talking about the politics of it that don't even make sense? Why are you even going there if this is about a financial crime? because that's what all the crimes are being accused of here are all financial crimes. But yeah, let's see what they come up with. It was, what was the guy's name? He used to be at the Daily Caller. Andrew Kerr, I believe is the author's name. I believe it's Andrew Kerr. He wrote a story years ago. He was at the Daily Caller, and this is a huge story. He found out how, what was the name of David Brock's group? He found out whatever that group was, they basically had this shell game that they used to play with money. And they had all of these different LLCs, all of these different nonprofits in a building. And so if you get into like political consulting or like political information or whatever, you have your, usually you have your fee, and it's usually a percentage. So it's like a super PAC, or it's like if you give money to a super PAC, I don't think it was Act Blue. I have news on Act Blue coming up. I forget the name of David Brock's super PAC. Maybe I need to open the chat. You guys can remind me. But if you go back in time, Andrew Kerr found out how they had all of these companies in one building, and then a super PAC that was like the umbrella. So you would give money to the main super PAC. Let's say you give $100,000 to the main super PAC. Well, then they would have 5 or 6 PACs under the super PAC. And so they'd say, okay, we're going to give $50,000 to super PAC. We're going to give $50,000 from super PAC to PAC A. And then they take a 10% cut on that. Then they take that 50,000 and then they send it to this other PAC and they say, we also take 10% on that. So basically they take a lump sum of money, move it around 5 times, take 10% out of each transaction, and that's how they get paid. And so Andrew Kerr basically exposed all of this. I'm wondering if that's not what he's saying. I'm wondering if that's not the financial crimes that Todd Blanche is laying out here. Because it doesn't make any sense. The Southern Poverty Law Center fomenting right-wing extremism. I mean, come on, man. Seriously? That's what you're claiming today? And that has nothing to do with the crimes. The crimes you're alleging have nothing to do with politics. It's all money. And you come out and say they're right-wing extremists. What in the hell is that? That just doesn't make any sense. So we'll see where this deal goes. It'd be nice for the DOJ under Trump to get like a big legal victory on this. Attorney General Ken Paxton, maybe we need him for Attorney General. Maybe he's even making a case here. He actually posted this yesterday. Breaking, I just filed a landmark lawsuit against Act Blue for deceiving Americans by lying about its donation process that allow fraudulent and foreign donations. Now, see, this is MAGA. This is what we should have been doing right out of the gates. We should have been going after these left-wing groups, these radical extremist left-wing groups that we can tie to domestic terrorism at least 10 times over, probably 20 or 30 by now. We should have been going after them. We should have been going after their leadership. We should have been going after their funding. We should have been cutting their funding that they were getting from the federal government. We should have been shutting down all the NGO funding. This should have been done right out of the gates. We should have cut off their air supply right out of the gates. And instead we didn't. And now you've got protesters dead. You can't do deportations, more protests happening, more protests in the streets. So you blew that big. I guess they'll blame Bondi for that. And that could be fair. This should have been done day one, but all right, it's happening now. It's happening now. Why is George Soros still in the country, by the way? Can somebody explain this one to me? Soros-linked dark money network fuels Virginia redistricting push backed by National Democrats. A primary backer of Virginia's redistricting effort raised more than $64 million via dark money groups and support from national Dems like Nancy Pelosi. So this is the redistricting in Virginia today. It's happening right now. Now listen. If the Democrats get away with this, it's bad. Now, it'll be much worse for the state of Virginia, but it'll be bad. It'll be bad for the country. It'll become the blueprint for the Democrats to gerrymander and redistrict as much as they can. And whatever Republican representation you might get out of Virginia in the House is probably going to get, you're going to lose a couple seats with this redistricting. Now, there was a paid digital influence campaign earlier. Now, I don't know how much you rely on polls. It didn't look good for Republicans. The situation in Virginia did not look good for Republicans. It looked like the Democrats were going to win this deal and gerrymander the state. So there was a digital influence campaign that shared video at polling locations in Virginia claiming that Republicans had a record turnout, claiming that Republicans were about to win the day and stop the gerrymandering from happening. I don't know if there's any reality to that. I'm just telling you, if you saw that and you're thinking, oh, this is good news, we're going to stop the gerrymandering, just know that was a digital influence campaign. That was a paid campaign that you saw. So I don't know if there's any reality to it. I don't even know what the purpose of that would be. But if you saw that, that's what that was. And I don't know when we might, I don't know if we'll get any early results before we sign off. We'll check before we do. It doesn't look good. And then California will do the same. And a bunch of states will do the same if that happens. Gateway vehicle located in brazen daytime armored truck heist. $1.8 million stolen, police sources say. Big robbery today. $1.8 million cash. Police believe they have located the Gateway vehicle near Front Street and Fairmount Avenue in Northern Liberties, outside of Philadelphia. A pair of armed men stole $1.8 million from an armored truck in the Tacony section of Philadelphia on Tuesday morning. The robbery happened about 9:45 a.m. According to police, two men with rifles robbed the Brinks truck, and sources say the men fled in a blue getaway car. They believe they have located the getaway car at this time, but I've heard nothing about the money or the thieves. What is there's a movie for you this weekend. A little early for movie recommendations, but we'll circle back to what is the name of that movie? I'll have to look it up. There's a movie with Zach Galifianakis and Kristen Wiig. I was thinking Michelle Bibb. Kristen Wiig, about a heist. One of the most underrated, funny movies that you're going to watch. And I can't remember the name of it. I can't remember the name. We'll circle back. We will circle back. And when we do our movie recommendation, you got it in the chat. I see you. I'm going to hold off. We'll circle back for our movie recommendation on Friday. We'll circle back. We're going to Saki circle back. Facial recognition to be rolled out across UK after human rights challenge fails. Minister says law-abiding citizens have nothing to fear. Oh, of course. After judges rule in favor of police use of live facial recognition technology in London. There it is. Your Chinese communist surveillance state is now in the UK, which, of course, means is coming here next. Now, the truth is, this is already here. This is already in the UK. This is already in the entire world. Now, essentially, there's a plan here. There's a multi-step plan here. They already have the tech. The tech already exists, and the infrastructure already exists. Maybe this is a bad example. I'm in a studio with multiple cameras. But I do have this. I do have my Imperial probe droid here, as I'm sure you do as well. There's already facial recognition technology built into this. Many of you actually volunteer your your eye print, your fingerprint, and your face print just to get access to your phone. Just to get access to some accounts or some phones, you have to use a fingerprint, an eye scan, or a face scan. So they already have the tech. They already have the infrastructure. Now they're getting the laws passed. So now they're going to get the laws passed to make it legal. And as they're in the process of getting the laws passed, this is like FISA. It's just like the same thing while they're pushing FISA right now. Same reason why they just pushed this. So now they're in the process of getting it legal, as in the background, they're building the data centers to make it permanent in live time. So it won't just be facial recognition technology where you can like plug something into live data and maybe find somebody. It's going to be everything you do will be documented and cataloged. There will be a file on you. This is where it's going to be in 5 years. There will be a file on you. If they get all their data centers and they get the AI surveillance state, if they get quantum computing, if all of this hits, here's what's going to happen. In 5 years, you will have a permanent file. And in that file, there will be hours, days, there will be weeks, months, years of video evidence of you. Essentially, what will happen is there will be an AI algorithm, and once your face registers on a camera, it immediately starts recording. The AI recognizes you. It immediately starts recording, and then it sends it to your permanent file. And so you will reach the point where you will literally have no freedom. Unless you want to like read a magazine in the bathroom, you're going to be spied on 24/7. So you're going to have to be taking active measures to make sure your cameras aren't watching you or whatever it is. Who knows? Eventually, they'll come out with clothing that throws the facial recognition off. They'll come out with like some sort of like a charcoal face mask, or like you can just put like these glasses on. There'll be some technology to try to offset this. But that's what they're going to do. So you're walking around in public, street signs, security cameras, whatever. All of this is registering you as soon as it sees your face and sending that video to your permanent file. And it's all being processed 24/7. That's where this is going in 5 years. That's why they're rushing the data centers. That's why they're pushing this AI. That's why they're starting the spy laws, because that's their plan in 5 years. The good news for us is that they've actually fallen short on cash. And they don't have the data centers right now. So they're short on data centers and they're short on cash, but they're trying to take care of that. They're trying to take care of that. But that's where we're going. Doesn't sound so great, does it? But see, they don't talk about it because they know how unpopular it would be. The UK is also banning smoking. Makes me want to go smoke a cigarette. Butt out. One of the greatest South Park episodes ever. Butt out. Smoking will be banned for anyone born after 2008 as landmark legislation clears Parliament. I can't even smoke cigarettes anymore. When I was in college, I might smoke every once in a while recreationally. I would enjoy it. You know, you're out at a bar with friends or whatever. I can't even smoke cigarettes now. They're just gross to me. Just seeing this makes me want to go smoke a cigarette. That's my, what would you want to call that one, guys? My instincts are so rebellious. My instincts are so anti-establishment. My instincts are so, you tell me to do something, I'm going to do the opposite. I literally cannot stand cigarettes. I think they're gross. If I tried to smoke one right now, I would probably cough up a lung. And yet I saw this headline and I said, I'm going to go buy a pack of smokes right now. I'm going to go buy a pack of cigarettes right now. Just to give these guys the middle finger. I can't help it. Does that mean, is there something wrong with me? Probably, actually. If that's my tendency, if that's my reaction here, my natural instinct, maybe there is something wrong with me. But I can't help it. It's who I am. It's the way I am. That's why you love me. I hope. Maybe that's why you hate me. It's why you feel some type of way. So, guys, should I go buy a pack of cigarettes? And do you want me to do a video? I'll do some Instagram slop. I haven't really been delivering on the Instagram slop. Actually, DMT, I sent DMT an Insta slop and he didn't post it. So I just said, fine, whatever. If you're not going to post my slop, then just post the political stuff you want to post. That's fine. That's why we have the social media girl. So whatever. I did some Insta slop and he didn't post it. So I don't know. Maybe I should go buy a pack of cigarettes and see if I can smoke one. I don't think I could do it. I think, if it's an American Spirit, no way. Those things last forever. No, I'd have to get like a Parliament or a, we used to call them P-Funks. Parliament Lights. We called them P-Funks. I'd have to get a Parliament or like a Turkish Gold, like a Camel Turkish Gold or something. And those are so bad for you. I guess I could go get an American Spirit because I think those are the only ones that don't have all the chemicals. I think those are the ones that don't have all the chemicals on the wrapper. I think it's the only one, actually. So maybe we'll do that. DMT claims I'm lying. He says he did post it. He said he posted on it. Did you guys see my Backstreet Boys versus NSYNC breakdown? Maybe I got this one wrong. It's rare, but it happens. I didn't see it. I didn't see it get posted. I didn't want to fight it. I just said, okay, fine. You don't want to post my slop. That's fine. You guys run that. I don't know. I'm doubting the whole thing now. I feel like I just got BB'd. I feel like you just trumped me. Do you want cloves? I don't even think cloves are legal. Are cloves even legal in Texas? I'd smoke a clove. Those are fun. I don't know. I've just been gaslit by DMT. Send me the link. Send me the link. DMT is he's a little anxious today, actually. He's suffering from some anxiety because of today's show. I know. Oh, he sent it. There it is on Instagram. Oh, I forgot, ladies. I forgot. The shirt was off for that one, too. Well, in the spirit of the Backstreet Boys, in the spirit of instinct, I think we just, we popped the shirt off there. So he did post it. All right. All right, DMT, you get a break. DMT, he's having a rough day today. I'm making him anxious because I told you guys the show was not meant to get like that, but it's just, you know what? You gotta do what you gotta do in the time. So he's getting a little anxious. The show is getting a little hardcore today. What do you want me to do, man? Just go watch some Instaslop, man. Go watch my Instaslop. Here you go. Here's a solution. I've got one for you. We're going to send DMT to New York. He'll love this. I'm sorry. High holy days. This was from yesterday, April 20th, 420. This is the actual New York Post headline. Weed-loving New York Jews are bringing New Yorkers together one smoke at a time. So they had this big fancy soiree. And I guess this Jewish gal that you see on the screen here, I guess she was kind of they called it an infused Shabbat dinner. Can we go full screen on this bad boy? Here, let's check out the infused 420 Shabbat dinner here with our favorite female Jewish pothead. I think she's number one right here.
each have a pack. Those are 10 milligrams, and then you have the Pure Leaf pre-rolls that everybody got. And those, I think, they're a gram each, I think. I don't know. Say thank you to Pure Leaf also. They're here. What's up, Sadie? Okay. So, also, we have to give it up for the box itself. I was like, you need to turn the air conditioning on now.
Nice. Ooh. You get a little token there. What is that? A little necklace for a necklace, I think, or an earring, maybe. Infused Shabbat dinner. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I like her. What's her name? Liz. It was Liz Max was her name, I think. Kim Max. Kim Max, the host of the Infused Shabbat dinner. I like Kim. I'm missing my invite here. Chala Days Roll, Wink Seltzer, Sigma Cannabis Chillaxer Gummy. Wow. Hamsa Gummy. That's your 10 milligram. That's your big boy. A Curl Leaf pre-roll, 1 gram. That'll get you nice and baked. And then a one-off Runts pre-roll, 1.5 grams. So Shabbat 420 dinner with Kim Max. I'm a fan, actually. I like this. I don't partake, but I bet it was fun. Are you allowed to go if you don't partake in the festivities? Is that allowed? Can I just do, can we do the Elon Musk where we don't inhale? How do we work that deal? I like Kim. Does she make another appearance here? Oh. They had the special bread here. Here, look at this. Damn, you had all ages. Look at that. The fun for all ages here. The grandma showing up. How about that? There's no way they're putting actual raw leaf on top of this thing. It looks green. That's got to be like butter or something, right? Look at this. You think she's doing all right, guys? How you doing, ma'am? Are you with us still? Can you hear me? Yeah, she's good. Yeah, I'm good. I'm all right. Thank you. There was a, oh my gosh, getting into story time. I don't want to say too much. I was at an Alex Stein event that wasn't recently, but we were both hanging out after the Alex Stein event that wasn't. You know, marijuana is illegal in Texas. It's been decriminalized in Austin. So we're out at this bar, and there's like a separate pop-up bar in the back. And we go back there, and it's a guy selling marijuana-infused vodka. And I was so confused because marijuana is illegal here, like all forms. They're fighting just to get like CBD, different types of CBD and other THC products. So it's like a big thing here in Texas right now. And I'm like, how can you sell THC infused vodka and whatever? He goes through the rundown with me. And so, okay, apparently you can sell this. And then this stuff is so powerful that a couple of the people that were drinking it ended up, not having much fun. Let's just say they weren't anticipating the power of it. So man, oh man. So you got everybody partying at the Shabbat 420, and I didn't even get my invite. Is it because I'm a goy? Is it because I'm a goy? Is it because that I don't use? Can we make an exception? Were non-goys allowed at the event? I'm assuming it was an open event. I mean, these are marijuana users after all, usually pretty open-minded, tolerant people. I would doubt there'd be some sort of a cutoff if you're a goy. I think you would be accepted. But if you're not willing to partake, that could be another issue. If you're not willing to partake, that might make them a little anxious and suspicious. So I don't know. Little leftover holiday fest. Hey, that's not the only holiday. That's not the only holiday, guys. Did you guys hear about this one? How about this? 4-day Pride Festival to be held at Dead Sea, largest in history of Middle East. This is a big gay pride parade in Israel. Pride Land. They're calling it Pride Land. It's going to be so gay. Pride Land is not just another festival, said the main producer and initiator of the festival, Aaron Cohen. It's the biggest thing we've done here. The biggest thing ever done in Israel? A gay party? Israel is set to host the Middle East's first ever LGBT festival at the Dead Sea this June for Pride Month. You guys know there's a war going on, right? I guess you're betting on that coming to an end in 50 days. The new festival, Pride Land, intends to transform the middle of the Judean desert into a colorful pride city from June 1st to June 4th. It's going to be the gayest thing in the history of the Middle East. Actually, might literally be the gayest thing in the history of the Middle East. The organizers hope to create a multi-generational pride city, not just a party celebrating pride. This is not just another festival. It's the beginning. It's the biggest thing we've done here. We choose to grow, take an investment of millions. You have millions of investments for this gay event? That's weird. You got some rich gays over there. Purchase entire hotels for 4 days. Build a city from scratch in the middle of the desert. It's an experience that lives 24/7 from quiet visits to nights of pride with a living envelope of music and people. All right. Pride Land does not come to replace Tel Aviv's traditional Pride Parade, but rather add to the community an event that is tailored to its development and is crafted from within the community with the community's people, said Jonathan Gadol, CEO of X Production, whatever that is. We're getting gay. We're getting real gay in the Middle East. I don't think the Catholics are doing gay pride. Not hearing of any Catholic gay events. And it would make sense considering this. This is a National Study of Catholic Priests poll. Among Catholic priests who were ordained in the late 1960s, 68% described their theology as progressive. 16% said it was conservative. Among priests ordained in the last few years, 2% say their ideology is progressive. 84% said it was conservative. I guess it makes sense. This is why the Catholics and the Jews are having it out right now. Maybe this is why one group is going really gay, the other group is going really straight, and so there's a problem here. There's a little pushback. 84% of priests since 2020 identify as conservative. I wonder where Pope Leo would fall on that. Nigel Farage. You know, this has been an interesting one. I don't know if you could say it's as loud as the Trump heel turn. I haven't been following it as much. But apparently Farage is now kind of viewed like a traitor, like Trump is in America now. Nigel Farage says X is becoming a dangerous place. Well, I actually don't agree. I don't disagree with him on that. X is, it's a shame what's happening to X. I'm just going to leave it at that. Nigel Farage says he's making a British patriotic party He has loads of migrants as candidates. People on X point out he's betraying everybody. Nigel cries to the leftist media asking them for help. And then Musk weighs in. Elon Musk weighs in, and he says, Farage is the definition of controlled opposition. Wow. And then there's a bunch of pretty big name people here agreeing. Isn't it crazy? Nigel Farage, once considered a British patriot, not anymore. Donald Trump, once considered an American patriot, not anymore. Javier Milei, once considered an Argentinian patriot, not anymore. I always forget the name of the Japanese prime minister. Once considered a Japanese patriot, not anymore. And there's one thing they all have in common, guys, but I bet you can't guess what. Bet you can't guess. Nigel Farage heckled at lunch of Reform Jewish group. Oh, boy, oh, boy. All right, let me try to get through this AI news. We may need extra time today for the super chats. Tech CEOs think AI will let them be everywhere at once. Mark Zuckerberg and Jack Dorsey have different visions for how to use AI for management purposes, but both imagine a system of heightened control. At the end of it, I think Jack Dorsey came out looking a lot better than the rest of these tech bros, guys, just as an aside. But, yeah, that's the concept. That's why they need the quantum computing. That's why they need the data centers. That's why they need the surveillance state, because that's what they want. And eventually they believe they can merge with this. And it's not just about being able to look at a camera or follow somebody everywhere all the time. They actually want to be able to plug into the machine and become the omnipotent digital presence. That's what they want. That's what they're building. This is funny. One of the leaders in the AI world, Sam Altman, alternative man, Sam Alternative Man. Yeah, maybe that means something. Or I'm sure it's just a coincidence that one of the top AI guys, his last name is Altman. Sam Altman admits that saying please and thank you to ChatGPT is wasting millions of dollars of computing power. Yeah. You know what, though? I would say it makes more sense to say please and thank you to your AI bot, because it might just lower the risk that AI is going to come back and kill you. It might be worth the chance to waste that. What I find to be a waste, I can't believe nobody's talking about this. Musk actually promotes this. This pure, how do we want to describe it? I kind of want to just come out and say what it is. Everybody sees it. Take this image of this woman and undress her. Take this image of this woman and put her in this position. Take this image of this woman and give her big boobs. That is ridiculous. Can we do something about this, guys? You know, here's the problem that we're having. We just, as a civilization, as the civilians, we just are not involved. We're not involved in these things. Because if we're going to say that saying please and thank you to these AI algorithms is a waste of energy, okay, fine. We know the AI is causing a major dent in energy usage. We know that. We know it's only going to get worse as time goes on and the data centers go live. So we already know this whole thing is a massive drain on the energy grid. So if it's a waste to say please and thank you, when are we going to sit down and say, okay, stop making freaking porn? Can we do that? Is that not the biggest waste of all time? So we're going to be, and you know it's going to be so outrageous. Can we make a decision right now as a society to stop with the AI slop images? Can we stop this? Can we do this, please? I'm sick, and Musk loves it. Musk posts, they have these like Grok digital women. It's just outrageous. What are we doing here? Elon, you're kind of known for having a lot of women. I don't think you really need help in that department. Why are you obsessed with these grok jubblies? It's not like machine gun jubblies. Machine gun jubblies? How did I miss those, baby? No, it's AI jubblies. What are we doing with AI jubblies? Why is it that I log on to X and somebody's always asking for AI jubblies? Why is Elon Musk reposting AI jubblies? I don't get it. What is the obsession here? Are we that pathetic? Are we that horny? Are we that depraved or deprived? I mean, good Lord. Don't say please and thank you. It's a waste. Yeah. Well, what about all the people asking for women to get stripped naked by AI? Can we put an end to that, please? Jeez, man. Good Lord. You're going to have, I'm telling you, this is so crazy. You know it's going to happen. Look at what's happened with OnlyFans. If men are willing to spend that much money on OnlyFans, which I actually doubt, I will say, I think OnlyFans is a giant money laundering operation. I just want to say that. I do not think the hundreds of millions of dollars getting spent on OnlyFans in this country is actually men paying to see these girls naked. I think it's a giant money laundering operation. I think it's a massive money laundering operation. And by the way, where does the money end up? APAC. But if that's legitimate, and now these guys can figure out that they don't need to pay for OnlyFans jubblies, and they can get AI jubblies. I mean, my God, you're going to be spending millions of gallons of water, and probably 10% of the electric grid is going to be used for AI jubblies. Can we put an end to that right now? Please. This is where Elon is like majorly blowing it. X is becoming a disaster. I'm not even mad at Elon for it. I'm really not. Elon bought it. He saved it. It was never meant to be his project anyway. And then they gave it to whoever runs it now. And it's you know, it is what it is. It's kind of like Twitter, but worse in a way. But can we stop with all the like AI women thing? It's just like, it's obnoxious. It's a waste of energy. It's a waste of water. Can we just stop, please? Elon, stop reposting your grok AI jubblies. Put an end to it, please. For the love of God. Maybe that's the least of our concerns. A former employee at OpenAI is blowing the whistle on Sam Altman, claiming he is building portals and summoning aliens using artificial intelligence. The portals are reportedly located in the United States and China, with a new one added in the Middle East. Oh, really? A new one added in the Middle East, huh? Is that what this is actually all about? We're building portals from which we are genuinely summoning aliens. Oh, boy, oh, boy. And, of course, there's nothing we can do about it because we're just trying to get by. We are just trying to get by, living paycheck to paycheck. So we can't stop any of this. And they're just building a planet that they're going to conquer, and you'll basically just be a serf on. That's what's happening. Did you see this from Palantir? Because we get asked a lot, the Technological Republic in brief. Now, I don't want to read this whole thing. It's very long. I'll give you the 22 bullet points from the Palantir Technological Republic. Silicon Valley owes a moral debt to the country that made its rise possible. Okay. We must rebel against the tyranny of the apps. Okay. Free email is not enough. The limits of soft power of soaring rhetoric alone have been exposed. The question is not whether AI weapons will be built. It is who will build them and for what purpose. Well, we are humans. We could actually make a decision not to, but I guess we are just passing on that. National service should be a universal duty. Excuse me? We should, as a society, seriously consider moving away from an all-volunteer force and only fight the next war if everyone shares in the risk and the cost. You know, this one got a lot of heat, and rightfully so. You're talking about an involuntary draft. You're talking about involuntary service. Not very popular in America. The one thing I will say about it, though, is it might stop all of these illegal, illegitimate wars. If the American people knew that they actually had to step up and go fight, then they would probably do a lot more to step up and stop these wars from happening. I think what you would have to do first, if you're going to try to address that, is if there is any politician involved in this process, from the White House to Congress, any politician that supports a war either has to go themselves or they can send a family member as a replacement. Now, if that was the case, how many wars in the last 40 years do you think America would have been involved in? Maybe none. If the politicians actually had to fight the wars that they vote for or send their sons and daughters to fight the wars that they vote for, I'm not sure a single war would have been fought. Very telling. If a U.S. Marine asks for a better rifle, we should build it, and the same goes for software. Public servants need not be our priests. So, you know, this goes on here. I'm just going to cut it right there. But if you want to see Palantir's Technological Republic, you can read it. Kind of interesting. And this is the ad that Palantir purchased in the New York Times, by the way. Palantir stands with Israel. Palantir Technologies, Inc., Palantir.com. Full page, New York Times. Okay. What else do we have here? Under new EU rules, user-replaceable smartphone batteries must be mandatory by 2027. Probably a good thing. You know, they put these batteries in the phone. You can't turn the phone off. You can't take the battery out. Makes it a personal, permanent spy device. So that's probably good. Can't force us to be spied on all the time. Well, that's what's happening over there. The new CDC, what is this? Dr. Erica Schwartz is the new director of the CDC. People are not happy. And it's a total betrayal of Make America Healthy Again. This is from Aaron Siri, author of Vaccines, Amen, vaccinesamen.com, managing partner of the national law firm Siri and Glimstad. And Aaron Siri is probably the most notable attorney when it comes to fighting against vaccine mandates and fighting for vaccine truth and standing up for victims of side effects. So his opinion here carries a lot of weight. It is incredibly ironic that President Trump would write that his pick to lead the CDC will, quote, restore the gold standard of science at the CDC, which was an absolute disaster focused on mandates under Sleepy Joe, when his pick is the queen of mandating vaccines. She has, with threat and force, mandated almost every major vaccine on civilians and military members, including mandating injection of smallpox, anthrax, and flu vaccines into U.S. forces and disciplining those who refused. The only thing she is likely to restore to the CDC to a business as usual, cheerleading for industry instead of being a regulator over industry. So is this another Trump selling us out? Is this the donors picking who the new CDC head is? How do you wrap your mind around Trump going with a vaccine mandate? Dr. Erica Schwartz at the CDC. Total betrayal of MAHA. totally misrepresents who and what she is. So is this Trump just not caring anymore? Is this Trump getting bad advice? Is this the donors picking somebody? I don't know, but let's hope that we don't run into a situation where her power gets to be influenced on the rest of us, because we might be getting new mandates. We might be getting those new mandates. Guys, this is pretty strange. We took a stand on this issue. I want to see more of it. We took a stand on this issue of gay men purchasing babies. So this guy ran into a couple of gay men that had bought some babies. He asked them a pressing question, and the way they responded is quite telling.
Is your guys' son or daughter or son? Awesome. And are you guys a couple? Yeah. That's awesome. Cool. So have you ever heard about the statistics coming out that gay men are statistically much more likely to commit child molestation? No. You've never heard about that before? Crazy. Yeah. No. Yeah. Don't you think it's weird that you guys have a child, but neither of you are a woman? No. You don't think that's weird? No. So you had a surrogate? You paid a woman $50,000 to be pregnant. Who are you? And build an emotional connection to a baby. Hey, don't take my mic, dude. Fuck you. I'm actually concerned for your baby's safety. I'm concerned for you.
We are asking you to leave. No. Guess what? You guys are together. You all deserve to be killed for doing really? Yeah. Killed. Boom, 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 boom. You all deserve to be shot in the fucking head.
Boy, that really makes you guys look good. That really makes us confident that you're not going to abuse that baby. Really good look there. Really good marketing for your cause, that gay men should be allowed to purchase a baby. And you do that right in front of your children. And that really makes you guys look good. What a disaster. What a disaster. I understand. I do. I understand, as maybe somebody that's religious. I understand this isn't even about direction. I don't care what religion you are. I don't care what your politics are. I understand us as people want to be tolerant. We want to live and let live. And so it's like, how do we address this issue? How do we address this issue as good people, as caring people, as tolerant people, as open-minded people? How do we address this issue of gay couples being allowed to just purchase babies, multiple babies too? They can purchase as many as they want. How do we properly address this? Because I would say, hey, just stand up and say no. Just stand up and say, this is outrageous. You can't purchase babies. There's already been way too many instances of gay couples raping babies and abusing babies. It's the highest likelihood in this group. And so it's like, hey, do we just stand up and say no tolerance, sorry, and just accept them crying about homophobia for a couple of years and just say too bad? Or is there some way we can do this with a soft touch? Is there some way that we can say, you know what? No, there's not. No, I'm sorry. There's just not. It's just zero tolerance. Look, if you're a gay man and that's what you're into and you want to have kids, then you know what? You're going to have to have a child with a woman. And whatever happens after that, you can figure out for yourself. We can't do this anymore. We can't. I'm sorry. There's no soft touch. There's no, let's try to be nice. No, you cannot, as two gay men in a relationship, buy babies. I'm sorry. You just can't do it. Maybe there's some other program we can offer. It's like, why don't you just, here's the question. If these gay men want to be parents so badly, why don't they go adopt kids? There's plenty of kids that could be adopted right now, and you can adopt them. But is there a reason you want the toddler? Is there a reason you want the infant? Is there a reason you want the baby because it can't talk, it can't think, it doesn't know what you're doing to it? It doesn't know if it's being abused? a kid or a older kid, you can't really abuse them and keep them silent probably. So it's like, maybe you can find a way. If you want to have a baby, go find a woman to have a baby with. Plenty of gay men get married because they want to have kids, by the way. Plenty of gay men. Happens all the time. Can't do it. Has to be stopped. But see, this is where the cuck-servatives come into play. Oh, but we got our own gays now. Notice this. The cuck-servatives will sit here and cuck to a homosexual couple that buys kids like Dave Rubin. They'll sit here and cuck for them and worship them and tell everybody how great they are for buying babies. Why? Because you need their vote? That's not like you don't believe in that. That's not conservative. That's not Christian. That's not biologically correct. So you obviously don't believe in the concept or practice of homosexual men buying babies, and yet you celebrate it and you support it. Why? Because you want their vote? Is this what it's all about? Oh, so you want their vote, but you don't want anti-establishment vote. You don't want the peace, no war, right vote. You don't want our vote, but you want their vote. Got you. Says a lot. Says a lot. What about all these meteors? Seems that the flying phenomenons have kind of gone away, but then the New York Times published this. I think it was, today. They published this morning. Where are all these meteors coming from? The frequency of fireballs in our planet's skies seem to grow in recent months. NASA and other meteor experts can't agree on what explains it. Yeah, well, it's UFOs. It's unidentified phenomenon. We need to get to the bonus time here. I've got Mike Huckabee telling you need to serve Jews, telling you need to serve Israel. I'm not going to play the 3-minute clip, but it's literally him groveling and telling Americans that you need to worship Jews in Israel. I'm going to pass on that. This is oh my gosh, guys. Times of Israel today. Slain hostage's mother aims to perpetuate life with son's posthumously retrieved sperm. So her son dies, and she got his dead sperm from his genitalia. Folks, the story, if you thought that was crazy, it gets crazier. So the mother, the kid, the boy's name that died is named Yotam. The mother said, Hamas and Hitler wanted to destroy us. Technology can help us create new life. So she wanted to go retrieve sperm from her dead son's genitalia because Hamas and Hitler wanted to kill him. But do you know who actually killed him, folks? The IDF. Look, this is a grieving mother. I'm not going to be hard on her. The decision to retrieve your son's sperm from his dead corpse, maybe it's a little weird. I don't know. I've never heard of that before. I won't go too hard on the mother. But let's be very clear about something from this story that you need to understand. Here is an Israeli family, a Jewish Israeli family, crying about how Hamas and Hitler wanted them dead, and they got killed by the IDF. And even though it was the IDF that killed her son, she still blames Hamas and Hitler. Folks, this is an entire country of brainwashed ethno-nationalist supremacists that are sitting and baking in their victim economy. They are sitting and baking in their trauma-based mind control, where this woman's son is literally killed by the IDF, and she still says it's Hamas and Hitler. I mean, folks, this is derangement. This is delusion. This is brainwashing. This is mind control. This is trauma-based mind control. And this is the ideology. This is the force of the brain that is driving our foreign policy right now. Even after the IDF kills every single person in the region, they still blame it on Hamas and Hitler. So, I mean, you literally have Israelis running around killing every single thing that walks, and they say, why would Hamas and Hitler do this? Even down to the very family, even down to as singular as you can make a story, it's still they're blaming Hitler and Hamas, even though the IDF did it. Literally, everything Israel does, they blame on everyone else, even though they know they're doing it. They're actively doing it. They're victims of themselves doing it. The whole world is watching them doing it. And they're still crying Hamas and Hitler, even though everybody sees they're doing it, and they do that to themselves. This is crazy. Holy smokes. Holy smokes, man. All right. Do we care about this? Manny Machado, a baseball player. Here, it already played, so I might as well just play this for you. You wouldn't hear this if it was any other person.
Manny, I think Artie Moreno is the one Latino owner in Major League Baseball. What does it mean to have a second line?
That's huge. That is, wow, that's unbelievable. You know, having another line come and be a part owner.
So he's asked, there's a new team owner of the Padres who happens to be Hispanic, Latino, whatever. Say, how great is it that there's a non-white owner? It's huge. It's great. What? You would never ask anyone else that. Imagine asking a white athlete. Let's say a white American just bought the team from a Hispanic American. You would never go to the locker room and say, hey, as a white American, how important is it to have a white owner? Imagine the ball player says, oh, it's so huge. It's so great to have a white owner. It's so big for us. Oh, my God, it'd be the most racist thing ever. There'd be headlines. There'd be apology tours. They'd write laws. There'd be legislation. There'd be political debates. But if you say that about any other type of skin color, it's all good. It's celebrated. I'll close it with this. And you know, I responded to Jay Dyer yesterday, and I know he sent me another message. Because he asked me if I would do a Catholicism debate, and I'm like, hey, I'm not the guy. I don't really know I'm not really bringing anything to the table on that. And so then he said, he sent me a follow-up and said, oh, we just want to have a general discussion about the Pope or whatever. Again, it's just like, it's not really what I spend a lot of time thinking about. It's like, I guess I could do it. I don't know. Here's the reason why I bring this up. It's like, why am I talking about the Pope? Why am I talking about Catholicism? Why am I talking about, hey, you would never be able to say that to a white guy? Folks, you have to understand, and I think too, I wonder, the shadow government, the Illuminati, whatever it is, you know, there's a secret power with secret ancient knowledge, history, technology that is probably being used against us 24/7, and they're basically an off-world society altogether. And they may have a line of communication with us, maybe they don't, I don't know. But they certainly, whether it's a they, or whether it's just a they certainly understand the psychology of this. They certainly understand the elemental psychology of this, folks. And this is why I think it's being done on purpose. Like, they know, I think they are intentionally trying to make you hate Jewish people. I believe that is intentional. It's like a WWE skit when you know that one of the guys is the bad guy. And so they do the promos and they do the in-ring, and they make sure that you know that's the bad guy. They make sure that you see the identifying symbol, the identifying action, and then you say, okay, that's the bad guy. There's an intent there. When I watch the news and they make sure that every single expert they bring on is wearing a Star of David and is telling you how great Israel is and how bad Iran is, it's like they know this is unpopular. They already know it's unpopular. Now they're shoving it in your face. Now they're rubbing it in that it's the smallest minority group in the country that's running the whole thing. They are doing it intentionally, folks. They understand the psychological elements of this. They are doing this intentionally. And you might be saying, well, this doesn't make sense. Why would they do that? You still don't understand. Why would Israel stand down on October 7th? Why would they kill their own people on October 7th? Why would they be sending their own people in and out of bunkers for months on end for this war? They don't care. They don't care. They've got their own agenda. They don't care if Jews die. They don't care if Gentiles die. They don't care if Arabs die. They don't care if Israelis die. The only time they care is when it's politically strategic to them, or I will say they don't like any IDF soldiers dying. That's why they don't really do ground activities. They just carpet bomb the entire plot of land, and then they walk over the rubble so they don't risk their lives. So what is my point? White Americans and Catholic Americans, they're the ones being targeted right now. So the whole Jewish thing, the whole Israel thing, that's like bait. That's like the bait that they put out there so obnoxiously in your face, rubbing it in to make you angry. And then they use the Jewish individual as the target of your anger. Even though the average person you see on TV with a Star of David has virtually no influence, has virtually zero influence at all. That's bait. That's bait. And they tell their people, hey, you need to be proud. Wear your Star of David with pride. And so they make it this like it's like you're the social justice warrior. You're the hero. You're standing for your people. So it's all done intentionally. And then they rub it in your face how Netanyahu influences the country, how you're basically subsidizing Israel entirely, how you have to fight their wars and blood and treasure in the Middle East for Israel. And so you combine all of this stuff, and then they make you look at a person with a Star of David necklace telling you how all of this is good, and they all know it's not popular, and it doesn't help the average American. And so it's all bait to piss you off and make you hate this person. So then what do? Then on the other side of that coin, they tell you white people are bad. They tell you Catholics are bad. So what's this? So now, naturally, just like you see when Jews are targeted and then Jews stand up for themselves, just like you see when blacks are targeted and then blacks stand up for yourselves, now they're creating the biggest one. And they're trying to make white people mad, and they're trying to make white people rise up. They probably want to make white people start a war, is what they want. They probably want to start some sort of a race war. So they're sitting here reminding white people, hey, you're the bad guy in this country. They're sitting here reminding Christians, hey, you worship Jews, you worship Israel. That's your religion. Well, guess what eventually is going to happen? And this is where it comes to this whole Catholicism debate. It's like I'm not really emotionally invested in the issue of Catholicism. I don't go to Catholic Mass. I appreciate my Catholic upbringing. I respect my family that raised me Catholic. And I met a lot of great people, and I was born, baptized, and confirmed Catholic. I'm not going to run from that. I'm not going to reject that today. But my affection to the Pope or my, like, what is pushing me to the church again? What is pushing me to Catholicism again? It's not even organic. It's that every single person is telling me I'm bad because I'm white. Every single person is telling me I'm bad because I'm Catholic. And then it's like they're trying to create this split here. And they're trying to say, hey, you're going to pick a side. It's like they already tried to do it with Black Lives Matter. Now they're trying to do it with Jew and Gentile. And they're like, you're going to pick a side. You're either going to stand with the Jews in Israel or you're going to be the bad Catholics. And so now they're pitting Catholics. They're the bad guys. They're the evil ones. They're the anti-Semites. They're the ones that have it all wrong. They're the ones being attacked. And it's all an intentional operation to take the good Catholic that has done nothing wrong, as they're sitting here watching Israel and the Star of David kill tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, I mean, if anybody is committing a Holocaust in the year 2026, it's Israel, killing their own people, killing everybody else. The most evil thing we've ever seen on this planet is what Israel has done in the last 5 years. And then you're going to sit there and be told that's good, but you're bad if you stand against it. And you know that that's totally wrong. You know that that's total inverse reality. You know they've just gaslit you. And so now you stand up, you find who you identify with, and you say, we're not going to stand for this. This is all being done intentionally. It's all social engineering. Now, I guess if we want to figure out, well, where does it all go? What does this have to do with the war? What does this have to do with AI? What does this have to do with where they're taking us in the future? What does this have to do with globalism? You feel like they want to fracture all of these different groups off so that when they bring in the AI surveillance state, when they engage in all of this corruption, we don't stand up together. That's what they're doing. These people that want to blow up the planet, let's make no mistake about it. These people that want to blow up the planet, they know they're evil and they know they're outnumbered 1,000,000 to 1. So what do they do to the rest of us? They divide, they conquer, they separate, they compartmentalize. They keep us all in all of these separate groups fighting with one another as we all continue to be slaves. And then when they crack down on us and they force us into a jail, they force us into a vaccine, they force us into this, they force us into that, we don't stand up together as free humans and say, get off me, you demon. Get off me, you bastard. We bury you. We are the good people of this planet, not you. But the good people of this planet have all been divided. The good people of this planet have all become obsessed with identity politics. The good people of this planet are being told, you're not good enough. So we can never have that human moment. We can never rise up together, all skin, race, color, creed, religion, and say, no, I'm a good person. I might not agree with that person right there on everything. I might not agree with that person right there on faith, religion, but I know I'm a good person. And you know what? I know he's a good person. And I know she's a good person too. And you know what? None of us really like the way things are going. None of us really like paying 33% of taxes. None of us really like the never-ending wars. None of us really like all of this stuff. But they keep us obsessed with our own little identity politics that we don't reach out together and say, hey, fuck them. And that's why they're so freaked out at what's happening in American politics right now. Because they see that good Americans on the left, on the right, centrist, all of it, they see good Americans finally see the evil for what it is. And maybe they thought Trump would be the ultimate deceiver and lull us all to sleep. Not happening. Not happening. So now they're seeing it. Holy smokes. There's a new coalition building of the right wing and the left wing, and they agree on foreign policy and they agree on anti-corruption stuff. They're putting down their other issues that we divided and conquered them on, and now they're rising up against us, and they're panicked. So they're starting wars. And they're going to burn more oil facilities, and they're going to drop more things out of the sky, and they're going to blow up more bombs, and they're going to keep us infighting until we, the good people of this planet, stand up and throw these demons back into hell where they came from.
You're listening to the Owen Report on the Win Network.
All right. That rant was brought to you by Crash Out Energy, crashout.energy. Try the new energy supplement health drink that everybody is crashing out over, crashout.energy, formulated by me. All right. That was powered by Crash Out. That's 3 hours. That's 3 hours. We go into bonus time. We got to get our super chats here, guys. Let's do it. Noise. Royce White as the next guest, please. I like that. We can get Royce on. You know, it's kind of this thing now where, I don't know. If I asked him, I'm sure he would. But he's getting a lot of political momentum right now. And it's like, I just don't even want to throw it off, you know? I don't want there to be some headline that pops up in Minnesota and it's like, Royce White seen with, you know, extremists, whatever. You know? So I almost feel bad asking, you know? Tay, I deal with scam Byron text, Anna Paulina Luna as Latina, as Mexican president, Brianna Morello in blue, not Lulu's though, filmed in for James O'Keefe. A lot of information there. All right. PFF. Alan Dershowitz cited a literal high school syllabus as a source for his book, The Case for Israel. And didn't he fight to get rid of statutory rape laws too? Dershowitz. Congratulations, MAGA. You got Dershowitz. Wow, you guys are really cool. Thank you, Mount Ryan. Alex McCarthy. Hi, Owen. Does Crash Out have something in it that improves the belly button? Since starting, I get lots of stares in the locker room, even some nods of approval, especially walking to and from the showers. Yes, your belly button. Well, because of the natural antioxidants and because of the pomegranate and some of the other deep red natural organic ingredients, it can cause increased blood flow and circulation, which can lead to a better looking belly button. Congratulations. Dust Vault. Weirdest part, Fuentes only one Trump hasn't disavowed. I guess that is true. Well, no, I mean, well, yeah. I'm trying to think. Trump hasn't called me out by name. He shared multiple videos with me in them, insulting me. One specifically telling me to shut up. I don't think Fuentes was in those videos either. How does that work? You know, they're probably so scared of Nick that they tell Trump to not even mention his name. Oh, nobody tells Trump what to do. Okay. All right, guy. Wifey, R.I.P. Your hair will be missed. You think it's all gone tomorrow, guys? Is that why I've been shagging it out the last couple days? Because it's all gone tomorrow. What do you guys think? Place your bets. Wifey's upset. Wotan, if the expert has a tiny hat, I ignore him. Well, if you're drowning in the ocean and a guy in a tiny hat has an inflatable device, you're going to drown? Why America? Worse than the original. Same culprits. Did you see the Weimar World video? I'm telling you, I want to do a remake of that, but for Clown World. Living in a clown world. So not Weimar World, Clown World. 1 of 1K. Do you think you could have a call-in show saying, what's your message to neocons? Also, sorry about the scientist Friday. She passed in 22, but it was too late. A call-in show message for neocons. That would get lively. I suppose we could do that. I don't see what's stopping me. I don't know if I would want to do an Owen report with that because there's so much news. I'd have to just cancel a news day. I don't mind the idea though. I think it's a good idea. Not stating this lightly. Mitch Connor, it's been time for a while. 1776 2.0. It's gone too far. It's our duty to stop it. On a lighter note, skip leg day because when you got a back like a cobra, 304s want to know ya. So what are you saying? If you have thin legs and then a strong upper body, you think ladies like that? I think it depends. Some ladies like the stick legs. Not all, though. So just, you know, we just want to stay healthy is all. We just want to balance it out. But I can't help it. I can lift as much weight as I want with my legs, and they just they won't get any bigger. It's the weirdest thing. And I see these guys at the gym. We even shot a video once. But I go lift with these guys and I put huge weights on the leg machines, the leg lifts. And I've got I don't have big, thick legs, kind of got these chicken legs. And then I'm pressing as much as anybody else. And they're like, what the hell? I don't know, man. Obama Phone Pro Max. Remember when the Republicans were complaining about Obama phones in 2012? I missed those days. Yeah. Yeah, now we've got, I don't even want to get into it. Did you see Seth Dillon does this whole debate about is Israel first, America first? It's just like, good Lord. This is where Republican commentary is in 2026. We're debating whether Israel first is America first or not. It's like, we're so cooked, man. Women of the hat wearing Iran face. That is definitely, oh yeah. Like for a fact, most of the Iranians that you see on TV supporting the war are Jewish. That is true. The entire parade that you saw in Los Angeles of the Iranians, they were all Jewish. Public statements, NBC News, they were all Jewish. But they're Iranians. AJ, Owen, call me now, bro. I need you in my life. Not happening. Eibel Trog. I want to try Crash Out, but I had horrific reactions to alpha GPC, full-blown panic attacks, felt like I was dying. Will the CDP choline also do this? So, no. Well, look, I can't, I don't want to say no. Let me just take that back. Let me answer it like this. The reason we got rid of the alpha GPC is because of the scientific study results that talked about it leading to a stroke and the other potential mental side effects. And everything has alpha GPC in it. Everything. So that's why we replaced it with choline, the CDP choline, because it is not known for those same issues. It doesn't have the same scientific study results with strokes and everything else. So I don't want to say no to that because I don't know your body or your issues, and I don't want to lead you down a bad path here. But that is why we got rid of the alpha GPC, and that is why we put the CDP choline in Crash Out. So unfortunately, you're not the only one that has those reactions to alpha GPC. And ultimately, that's why we got rid of it. But it was shocking to me when I was formulating this because it's in almost everything. Alpha GPC, energy drinks, it's in a lot of them. Nootropics, it's in almost all of them. So we said, hey, let's offer something without it. So that's why we got rid of it. It's cheaper to subsidize pay than paying illegals. I think you're talking about that one story of the farmers. This country isn't free. You can't buy Newports in California. Is that because they banned, did they really end up banning the menthols? Why would they even do that? It's like, dude, this is America. Let me smoke whatever the hell I want. Fuck you. So ridiculous. Let me smoke whatever the hell I want. Okay? This is America. If I want to smoke a Newport, if I want to smoke a cigar, if I want to smoke weed, if I want to smoke a dandelion, if I want to smoke DMT, it's none of your damn business. When did we become a damn communist country? You can't even smoke what you want. And now I even want to go smoke even more. I don't even like smoking. I don't even think I could. I'll go hack through a cigarette just to stick it to the establishment. That's my commitment level. I'm going to shoot a video. I'm going to smoke a cigarette, hacking up a lung, and it's all power of the people, baby. They're going to censor us again like they did a decade ago, but this time we will be archived as online radicals and thrown into the gulags. Yeah, they're going to need to build a bigger gulag, but I do think that's up their sleeve. Owen Jones Schroyer, Pfizer coming out with a Lyme disease vaccine very soon. Expect massive causes of Lyme this year. Well, you already have the tick going around causing it, apparently. So it's amazing how these things always work out, isn't it? Video Junkie, why would they give podcasters with no influence phase 1 Epstein binders? The fight between red and Riri's and blue Riri's is very comical. Well, yes. And obviously, because they're liars. I mean, that's really, all they are is liars. The podcasters have no influence. You're a liar. Why are you on a podcast then? Why are you talking about podcasters then? Why are you blaming them for the midterms you haven't even lost yet? They're just liars. Anybody that's playing this game, the podcasters have no influence. They are a liar. Let's just call these people what they are. They are liars. Unfortunately, it's like 80% of the political world is just outright liars. Just complete and total liars. So that's what it is. They know that. They know they're lying. Sam White, one effing bill at a time, damn it. They're porking their pork now to pork us. It's a triple pork job. It's the only pork that, well, you know what I mean. YV, not to be a lib, but I blame the men for this. The circus. Yeah, well, none of this started happening till you women started voting. Co-create with me for the Owen Hair Clip Fund. Is it happening actually? People think it's happening tomorrow. I'll start a GoFundMe, a give, send to go for my haircut, guys. Men, they can't JFK all of you. Do something now. Don't be careful. Glowy worms for Alex Karp. The thrill of it. Rebrand our presidential elections as a reality show and call it America's Next Top Goy. Well, it already is that. We just don't know it, or some don't know it. Cornelius Westernmost. Spot on about the Cards-Cubs rivalry. As an STL fan who grew up in the 80s, I collect all of Ozzy's graded Topps cards, but also all of Sandberg's. Utmost respect for both iconic players. And it's nice to see Ozzy back with the Cardinals. I know he was doing a lot of spring training stuff. I don't know if he still is. You know, he had a bit of a falling out because Tony La Russa benched him for Royce Clayton, which was a crime against baseball. So it's good. There was a little bad blood for that. Ozzy ended up coming back. Good for Ozzy. But yeah, I just say it's better just because it's more fun and it's not as, you're not taking your life into your hands by going to a ball game and, getting a drink. Mego Von Villain. What they're saying is they are creating right-wing extremism that would not exist or be minimal otherwise to make conservatives look violent, etc. He didn't really express that, though. I'm interested to see where they go with this. Now, if anything, if we go off of what we've seen in the past, they're not going to do anything. They just make a statement, pretend like they're going to do something, get some good headlines, and then nothing even happens. That's been the trend, at least. I'm still begging to be proven wrong on any of this, by the way. Jen Common. Ironically, Iran is the oldest country in the entire world. It has been around for over 5,000 years, longer than China or Russia or any other country. Don't tell that to the Israelis. They've been here since the beginning of the time. They are God's chosen people. The real Emperor Palpatine. Imagine, but seriously, that's why this is such a joke. Because you don't get this in Western history. You don't get this in Western culture, Western media. It's like there are actual cultures that date back prior to Israel. And I'm not just talking about the 1948 landmass. I mean, like the tribes of Judea, like the actual Israelites, which has just all been bastardized now. It's like there's actual origin and history and culture that dates back pre any of that. So imagine like China and even Iran is like, oh, you claim God just gave you this land for the rest of your, it's laughable. It's ridiculous. The Farm Girl. As land rent skyrockets for Irish farmers, I think we should open our borders, allow them to work our land, and reward them for not getting on welfare like most illegals. Well, that would be a solution. That would be solving a problem and helping our country. And our government doesn't do that, unfortunately. Newport Wigga breath mints. Thank you, Butterfly. Trump is winning Iran. When will you apologize? You're right. He's winning so big in Iran. I'm fake news, guys. All I do is follow what Trump says. Clearly, he's won in Iran. You got me. That's a troll. Farage took UK out of EU to make it Muslim/Indian. Well, that is kind of what ended up happening to a certain degree. You think that was intentional, I guess, is what a lot of people have concluded. Logan Board. Longtime fan, can you look into Casey Putsch and maybe interview him? He's going through the Soros-funded news cancellation. Get this. German last name makes him a Nazi. Vivek's opposition, by the way. Yeah, we're covering that race. We're covering Casey Putsch. I don't know if I want to get involved in it. I might. I could reach out to Casey. He'd probably come on the show. But like I said, it's just, I don't know. I don't want to be a burden on these guys' campaigns. I think it would be less potentially with Casey, because he's kind of leaned into that, where Royce is trying to kind of run more of a clean campaign, which is fine. You got to have a strategy to win. So it would probably be less of an issue with that. But I've talked about, too, how I feel about Vivek. And, even if people don't want to support Vivek anymore or have their concerns and everything with him, that's fine. That's fine, guys. You have to remember, this isn't a cult here. This isn't a cult. This show isn't a cult. We have differences of thought and opinion and conclusions all the time. It's good. It's okay. But Vivek Ramaswamy was one of the only people that stood up for me when I was a political prisoner. He was one of the very few people multiple times that came out and talked about my case as a speech case. I'll never forget that. Trump never did that. All Trump ever did was throw me under the bus and run me over. So, I appreciate that for Vivek. Now, maybe I don't live in Ohio anyway, so I couldn't vote for him. Doesn't mean I have to support, him getting elected or anything, but I will always remember that. That will always mean something to me from Vivek. And I think it's, I'm trying to, this may sound weird. You may hear that and it may sound weird to people, but folks, when you do what I do, you're considered like untouchable to the political world. I mean, for years, doing what I do meant that you would never get any recognition in the political world. Doing what I do meant that you would always be cut off from the political world. Always. You'd always be blacklisted. You'd always be cut off. You'd always be the bad guy. And so for Vivek to stand for me and with me and break that spell was huge. And then after Vivek did it, it got mentioned in hearings. Matt Gaetz did it. Marjorie Taylor Greene did it. Clay Higgins. So that meant something to me. Now, I like Casey Push. I like his policies. So I don't know. That one's a little difficult for me. Don't understand why Machado is so happy Moreno is being part owner. He ruined a once valorous franchise to Moneyball A's featuring Mike Trout. Are you talking about the Angels? I don't even know what you're talking about. Who does Machado even play for anymore? I thought he was on the Padres. So I don't know. I don't think I know enough I don't follow baseball enough to understand what you just said, quite frankly. Other than the Angels basically suck. It's a literal job in Tiny Hat Land to extract swimmers from the departed soldiers. Well, he wasn't a soldier, but I did not know that. Do we need to do that after I pass, guys, to make sure things are good? Do we need to start getting after it right now, actually, now that I'm thinking about it? What do you think, Mego? Pretty spicy today. Fellow water snob. It was spicy today. I have a feeling it's going to be spicier. It's just, it is what it is, man. Andrew Lepensee. Fun fact, modern smartphones have DARPA N3 sensors. Our little DARPA Imperial probe droid with our DARPA apps. That's right. With our DARPA rain, our DARPA weather. Great stream today, Owen. Another W for truth. Thank you. Appreciate it. James Fishback is Q posting. Okay. I will have to look into that. Manar clips. Would you debate Manar reports on why Islam is better for Western society? Manar is a very underrated debater who enjoys your and Alex's content. Well, I don't really understand what position I'm taking here. Islam is better for Western society than what? I don't promote any ideas that we need to be an Islamic society. I've never promoted that. Are you falling for like the fake news stuff? Are you falling for like the Loomer psychodrama here, where anybody who has a difference of opinion is a Nazi, or anybody that has a difference of opinion is a Islamic jihadist? No, I don't support Islam. I'm not Islamic, never have been, don't care. I don't believe the West is meant to be Islamic. I don't want the West to be Islamic. So if you're falling for these woke right lies about me, then this is just a non-starter. I have no purpose in that debate. I do not believe Islam is better for Western society. I don't even know what I would be arguing it. Better than what, I guess, would be the question. But no, I don't mind going on a new channel and talking politics, but I don't understand why I would be in that debate. I don't support that. Makes no sense to me. Go back to mass then after your cigarette. Why not? They start telling us not to go to Catholic mass. I'm never missing another one. Whitey's the devil. That's from Black Sheep. Iron Lunatic, Black Sheep. Great movie. Oh, and longtime listener, this is your best show ever. That is quite a statement. I've probably done thousands of shows, and to say it's the best ever. Do you have the knowledge to say that? That's quite a compliment. Thank you, Sam. No username. All right. Hell yes. Love your passion. It's contagious. Thank you. F the demons and praise Jesus. Amen. Thank you. Thank you. Maverick, will you address the DOJ, FBI going after the SPLC, or will you ignore and pretend Trump admin isn't doing anything good? Who wants to tell him, guys? Welcome to the show, Maverick. Thank you for the super chat. I've not seen you before. I guess you're new around here. We already did that. We spent about 30 minutes on that, actually. So I know people tune in to hate. I know people that think they know me, think they know what I stand for, what I say, what I don't say. And it turns out most people that make those assumptions, they're wrong 99.9% of the time. Unfortunately, you fall into that category today. It's okay. We still love you. We'll hope you come back. But we covered that for about 30 minutes. So we didn't ignore it. I know you thought you had a gotcha on me today. Try again next time. Joshua, Loomer, the trans-maxing of MAGA. Honestly, she's gone beyond, folks. You may remember, I told last year when this trend with Loomer started happening, you may recall, I said, hey, Laura, I don't know what's going on, but as your friend, you're losing your mind. You're having a psychotic break. Step away, get yourself right. And she didn't do it. Now she's here today. So I saw that one coming a mile away. It's why they call me the Babe Ruth of politics. We call our shots here. We call our shots. Haram Guzman. Is it safe to smoke a rock of crash out? No. No, it's not. Don't do that. Just drink it. And there are no rocks in there either. So honestly, the formula is so good. It's so high quality. It's unreal. It's like, I can't even, I was saying this on day one, and I'm still kind of saying it to the team here. I'm like, guys, we're all kind of being humble, right? And, we made a big investment to make this happen. Now let's see if we can be a success story here. So you just don't want to be overconfident. But I think we really did an amazing job. I think this crash out energy nootropic, it's everything. Blood flow, nootropic, energy. The thing is incredible. Honestly, I think we did such a great job that we can't even, it's like we're in disbelief that we pulled this thing off is how good it is, honestly. And there's it was such a small team that did this deal. It was really a team of 3 people that made this possible. And we were so focused on the actual formula that it was like we kind of in the last 24 hours had to do stuff that we probably should have done first, like, getting the website set up. The website needs improvement, getting a better looking website, getting some images updated. We got an outdated image. We had to update the ingredients. Everything on the website is correct with the ingredients, everything. But we had to update a bunch of stuff. Just the formula is so damn good. I don't even care. I'm just so happy because it's just so good. Camel menthol silvers. I'm not a menthol guy. Can't do it. Jesus wins again. Owen has the best crash outs. Thank you, Jesus. Owen, please run for office. I'll pour my savings into it. Jordan Walker. I don't want to run for office. I don't. Sounds awful. Sounds miserable. I love life too much. And I mean that I love my life, but I also want to live. I like being alive. So for those two reasons, I don't want to run. But I got to say, I mean, it is getting to a point, you know, we're all kind of lost in this no man's land right now politically, trying to decide where we go from here, what the direction is, and how do we even point ourselves in that direction as we're floating here. And running for office is always an option. Running for office is always, you know, it's like, hey, you know what? Just go in there. Just try to get something done if you can. It just sounds like such a miserable experience. But, you know, as Bill Zarian said on the show, it's like somebody's got to do it. But that's another thing for me that's a turn. Like, I don't want to ask for campaign donations. Like, like having to like grovel for money to run a campaign. I mean, it's going to be expensive. I don't want to do that. It's like a waste of money to me. So I don't know. You can't help but think about it. A lot of people have asked me to do it. I don't know. I don't think so. Right now, I'd say it's very small chance, maybe 1%. But I don't know. I mean, things keep going down this way. At some point, maybe I feel like I have to. But I don't know. I have no inclination. I think I'm more effective doing this anyway. So I don't know. But it keeps getting brought up. Uncle Tiger sneezes. Sorry if this is irrelevant, but I just started watching some of your content this afternoon because I saw that you'll be debating Andrew Wilson soon. You're a true patriot. Salute. How can Andrew Wilson defend this administration? Well, I guess we're going to get the answer to that question next Monday at the University of South Carolina. Uncensored.us, guys. Uncensored.us. Click on the events tab. Come out and see the debate at the University of South Carolina. Going to be a great time. Hope to meet you there. Thanks for the heads up on the hockey playoffs. Forgot how great it is. Man, last night we had 3 NHL playoff games happening at the same time. One was in overtime. That was fun. And even though, you know, my beloved team, the St. Louis Blues, they're not in it this year, came up short. Still, the hockey playoffs are just unmatched. We got the local Texas Stars here, though. They're doing good. They're doing good. We'll get to see some playoff hockey after all. Maverick. I really thought I did. Guess I missed it. Oh, you're okay. This was Maverick from earlier that missed the SPLC. Hey, that's all right. We're glad you're here. It's a long show. We did 4 hours yesterday, got 4 hours today. So it's, you know, it's a long show. A lot of stuff. Paul Meadowhawk cracked up today and seen rumors on X that Laura Loomer pulled a Lewinsky on Trump and he loved it. Crazy times. Was that the Milo post about the best BJ? I just hope somebody needs to keep that woman away from Trump. She is a nightmare. Like, Levin is not really like, it's like, okay, we all love ripping on Levin and he's a clown, not to mention a foreign loyalist and a propaganda agent. But it's like, okay, I don't know if Levin really needs to be institutionalized. It's like, yeah, Levin is, you know, he's crazy and, you know, I'm no fan. But it's like, does Levin really need to be institutionalized? Like, do we need to put him in a rubber room in a straitjacket? Maybe not. Loomer, it's like, yeah. It's like everybody looks at Loomer now and is like, oh my gosh. Seriously, what is up with that? Is that not crazy? I don't think we've ever seen a bigger psychotic break in the history of American politics, honestly. I can't think of one. I can't think of one at any level. You'll have people that might say Kanye West. Are you kidding me? This is like 1,000 times anything Kanye West ever did. It's like not even close. At least you can make sense of it with Kanye. I don't even know what is the purpose of this with Loomer? That's my question. It's like, what is she doing this for? What is causing this psychotic break? Does she really just want to mount Trump and that's it? Like, is this all about just mounting Trump? I've never seen a more psychotic person in my life. I've never seen a worse psychotic break ever in my life, ever. And everybody kind of sees it too. And it's just getting more obvious as the days go by. It's like every day she's worse than the last. And that's saying something. That is saying something. I'm concerned, honestly. I really am. I'm not even trying to be funny. It's actually concerning. She probably, if Trump is at Mar-a-Lago, she probably shouldn't even be allowed to be in the district. That's how bad it is. All right. Another one in the books. That's going to do it for today. Another almost 4-hour show. God, I love you guys. Can I tell you that? Can I tell you I love you? Just a big love fest happening today. That's all. We take a 20-hour break. We'll be back. Same time, same channel tomorrow. Godspeed, my friends.